unprecedented times create rare opportunities.
Unprecedented times. COVID cancellations left both Augusta Christian and Richmond Academy with tonight open.
Monday practice is when we found out that Fox Creek was going to be canceled.
It's not really a game we would normally play.
And the guys were real disappointed, obviously, right off the bat, because they thought we weren't going to have a game.
We just needed to play, and so did they.
So by Tuesday morning, everybody kind of knew we were going to play ARC, and that was exciting for the guys. So they were real excited.
So it ends up being a exciting kind of deal.
A unique opportunity. Augusta's largest public school and largest private school, meeting for the first and likely only time.
I mean, it's a great opportunity for these guys. We talked about it, not just for this team, but for this program.
They've taken a big step in their program. They're going to be a challenge for sure.
300 years of combined history come together tonight.
I think for a lot of the parents and the fans, you know, they have to hear what it means to their friends and back and forth.
It's a rare opportunity for us. It's a good chance for us to go get somebody local and really see what we're made of.
Welcome to Game Night Live. WJBF Sports presents local high school football live in your living room each Friday night. Game Night Live is powered by McDonald's. I'm loving it. And now your hosts, John Hart and Ashley Brown.
The game nobody thought was possible. 5 days ago, Augusta Christian is on one way to take on ARC for the first and, like I said, possibly only time ever. And John Hart, joined once again by Ashley Brown, AB. This has to be, I would just say, this is the most unique matchup we've ever had on Game Night Live.
And this is what I'm looking forward to. You really don't know because, again, you know, is Augusta Christian ready for this big step against ARC? And it's also a great story because you got two of the best running backs in the area. The speed, the electrifying speed of John Tavius Curry, the junior from Richmond Academy, and the power and strength of Zach Blackwell from Augusta Christian. Blackwell over 1,600 yards last year. Curry was an all-CSRA runner last year. I can't wait to see these two.
So then you have to ask the question for Augusta Christian. This is a huge opportunity. Typically, you would think if you were making odds on a high school game, the public school would be favored, especially a large public school like Richmond Academy, coming off of its first region championship since 1976. This is a chance for Augusta Christian to shock the world.
No doubt. And what they've got to do in our forward keys of the game, they've got to play their game. They can't treat this like a Super Bowl or a state championship. They've got to play within themselves and make ARC run between the tackles. They've got blazing speed on the outside. Make them take it inside. They've got great linebackers at Augusta Christian to try and battle that. And then if you look at the keys on the other side of the ball for Richmond Academy, they got to get pressure on Jeb Bradford. Last week, Bradford threw 3 picks. That was what he threw all of 2020. And then also wrap up the ball carriers. Blackwell, Adam Bussey. These are strong kids for Augusta Christian. Got to wrap them up.
The T-Mobile student section here at Richmond Academy ready for battle. The captains making their way to midfield for the coin toss as we get set for what maybe could be a once-in-a-lifetime matchup here at ARC Stadium, a place that has seen its share of historic matchups over the years. And down to the coin field for the coin toss.
Do whatever you do. I don't know what y'all do, but Jenkins on fist. All right. All right, gentlemen. Your coaches have selected y'all to be the captains on your team. That means they look to y'all to be the leaders on your team. We're going to look to y'all to be the same. We're going to look to y'all to be the leaders on your team tonight. So if we're having an issue with somebody out on the field, we want y'all's help into taking care of that and getting them to the sideline, getting them to the coach, okay? Guys, we like, and as much as people think we like to throw these flags, we don't. We like to keep them right there in our back pockets, but there's only 2 sets of people out here that can make that happen. That's the purple and the white. So let's get a good, clean football game. We can leave our flags right in our pocket and let y'all decide it right out here on the football field. Yes, sir. I have a coin. It says tails on one side, heads on the other side. It is your call. Heads. He calls heads. It is a heads. You have won the toss. Perfect. You want to defer to the second half. You want to receive. Which goal would you like to defend? It don't matter, that one right there. Which way do you want to kick? We'll kick that way.
Kick that way. All right, put your backs this way. Put your backs to that way. Augusta Christian has won the toss and will defer their option to the second half. Richmond will receive. All right, gentlemen, let's play ball. Go ahead and get them out.
So there you have it. Augusta Christian wins the coin toss. The Lions defer to the second half. And the Richmond Academy Musketeers take the field. They'll be on offense first. Kickoff is next. 84 degrees, feels like 92 on Walton Way, which not too shabby for a late August evening in Augusta, Georgia. Richmond Academy and Augusta Christian. This is going to be fun. I don't think anybody really knows what to expect from this.
Like I said, most games you come into in high school football, you kind of have an idea, and this one you really don't. Is Augusta Christian ready for this test against a team? Not only, and the tough part for Augusta Christian, you get to play a local public school, and unfortunately, you play maybe the best one. So if you do lose, people are going to say, they're a private school. No, they would beat a lot of public schools in this area.
And you and I were talking before the game. I had a chance to visit with both head coaches yesterday on campus, and very different feels.
Yeah.
Augusta Christian really feels like this could be a program-defining moment as far as putting themselves in the public eye. And Richmond Academy, again, when you're sort of the so-called favorite coming in, it's really a no-win situation, because if you win, they say, well, you were supposed to, and if you don't, oh my gosh, did you see they lost to Augusta Christian? So we will see. We are off and running, and Maurice Freeman has Richmond Academy up to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Freeman, another one of these speedy, skill set guys. Richmond Academy lost a lot on defense, but they bring back just about everybody on offense. Jack Murphy, John Tavius Curry, you see them there, quarterback and running back, and Maurice Freeman. He might line up at quarterback, at running back, and receiver tonight. And then for Augusta Christian, the key is their linebacking play. You've got Andrew Thomas in there, Birch, Blackwell, and Brooker. That's a good linebacking group for the Lions.
Murphy, the quarterback, threw for almost 800 yards, 8 scores a year ago, in leading Richmond Academy to its first region championships in 1976. And how about that in the backfield from Wes Michelson?
Yeah, nice play. And, you better hold on if you get Curry, because it's tough to get a hand on that quick guy. And good job that time by the front of Augusta Christian.
Loss of about a half a yard.
Also an interesting player for Augusta Christian's Big Luke Wilson, the basketball player. You see him very taller than everybody on the field.
It's a good football name.
Yeah.
He'll swing it out to Kellen McDuffie, and nothing doing. The Lion defense equal to the task once again.
Actually, that might have been Freeman. Was it? No, it was McDuffie. And, McDuffie last year against Thompson when we came here, remember, he caught the touchdown pass on the first play of the game, or the first offensive play for Richmond Academy.
233 yards receiving, a couple of scores last year, including that one. Richmond Academy coached by, of course, Lyle Burns, set 26-18 in his 5th season. What a job he has done here. First region title, as we mentioned, in 50 years almost. And before he came here, the defensive coordinator at Elbert County back in 2016.
Yeah, no doubt.
Coached to the area, also coached at Westside and Grovetown.
Resurrected this program for sure. And here's Freeman.
And he 12 on third down.
Check that.
And not going to get it. It was McDuffie again.
It was McDuffie.
A little bit of a jet sweep.
Augusta Christian looks ready defensively. They are fired up out there. And we haven't even really called some of the big players' names on this team yet. They're known for that linebacking core, but the defensive front in this series has done outstanding.
That is going to be a massive 3-and-out to start this game for the Augusta Christian defense. And back deep to kick it away for Richmond Academy is Reed Barfield.
Good kick.
Adam Bussey will let it drop.
Bussey's a transfer from Augusta Prep. He has got offers from some small schools. He's being looked at by a lot of Ivy League schools. He's an excellent student. He'll have a little smaller role here than he had at Augusta Prep, where he rushed for over 800 yards and 13 touchdowns last year. He'll play receiver because, of course, Augusta Christian does have Zach Blackwell, one of the top running backs in the area, and you'll see him, a hefty dose of him tonight. I'm sure he wears number 3 for the Lions.
And you mentioned the returnees on offense for Richmond Academy, but a lot of new faces on the offensive line, and the Lions able to impose their will on the first drive. So now the Lions take over from their own 24. And we are going to hear a lot of this name tonight, Zach Blackwell, one of the top players in our area.
Yeah, Blackwell can do it on both sides of the field. Last year rushed for over 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns. He also, was outstanding on the defensive side of the ball as well. 18 touchdowns. He actually had 21, averaged 9.2 yards a carry. Last week in the season opener, he rushed for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns against Johnson High School out of Savannah.
And again, both of these teams are 1-0. They took very different routes to get there, as Bradford will throw on first down, and it is complete up across the 30 to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, flag is down, and boy, that was a dangerous throw to the outside. It was caught by Christian Green, but a dangerous throw. And Bradford last year so efficient, 18 touchdowns, just 3 picks. But in the game against Johnson, he threw 3 interceptions last week, and he wants to cut down on that.
Got a legal procedure on the offense, not enough on the line of scrimmage.
So take away that throw to Green.
Ken Warner, our lead official tonight.
Green with scholarship offer from Erskine already for Augusta Christian.
You've got at least 3 players on this Augusta Christian squad with attention from colleges right now, which is for a private school.
Well, and then you throw in Luke Wilson for basketball and Jeb Bradford, who already is committed to College of Charleston in baseball.
2nd and 14, and it's Bradford going to get a big chunk of it back. Blackwell, I said. Bradford and Blackwell, I'm going to interchange those names a couple of times.
Interesting, too, they are both transfers from Greenbrier. Blackwell is a freshman, became a starter about midway through the season and rushed for over 500 yards. Had a very respectable freshman campaign, transferred. Jeb Bradford was sitting behind Pangle, the great Brooks Pangle over there, so he decided to transfer.
Need 4, ball is loose. The Musketeers think they have it, and they do.
There was some on the exchange there. It doesn't look like that Blackwell ever really had a good handle on it. We'll see what happened.
Recovered by Grady Nagel.
No, it was put right in the breadbasket.
Just came out. The Busby's Heating and Air instant replay.
And Blackwell is very hard on himself. He is a super competitor, and he is not going to be pleased with that.
And gives the Musketeers great field position from the Augusta Christian 30-yard line.
And Murphy. A good run by Curry that time.
That'll pick up a first down, a Fairway Ford first down, our first of the game.
There's John Tavis Curry, who burst onto the scene really on Game Night Live, is where he became a star. We had not heard much about him. Thompson, the game last year, he goes for 12 carries, 114 yards, and a long touchdown, and then he just, from there, the rest of the season, just put on a show.
Really a breakout star in the 2020 season. Here he is again.
He just has lightning speed.
Makes one miss, makes another miss.
Well, that's a good job by Augusta Christian for staying after it. Everybody was trying to get a hand on him and slow him up. And just a host of defenders coming over to make that play.
Andrew Thompson, Garrett Ham on the stop for Augusta Christian. 2nd and 9.
And see if Richmond can capitalize on the Augusta Christian turnover on their first offensive possession here.
Curry again. Pickup of 2, fell forward, flag comes in late.
Let's see what that flag was. Yeah, last year, Curry, there were some strange moments. You remember the last game of the regular season, Curry at the end of the game got hurt. Mm-hmm. And we thought, he's going to miss the playoff game. And luckily, he was not injured as severely as it appeared.
Well, that injury looked bad.
It did look bad. Last year, he was kind of splitting time with Rashad Williams, but he is the man this year as a junior.
Mentioned these two teams both 1-0. You mentioned AB Augusta Christian beat Johnson 28-21 last week over at Lions Field in North Augusta, as we get the call.
Personal foul white, personal foul purple. They offset.
Offsetting personal fouls on the
Third
play.
down.
So Sound and Fury signifying nothing. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Matt Lane mentioning Luke Wilson in our headset, the number 23 in white. He said he's massive. Yeah, Wilson is a basketball player, really raw in football. I've seen him listed anywhere from 6'7" to 6'9". He's a big kid. And Augusta Christian this year will be one of the teams to watch in basketball, bringing back Elijah Crawford with a couple of transfers coming in and the aforementioned Luke Wilson right there.
Correction, the officials at 3rd down. It will be replayed 2nd down. But Richmond Academy hasn't played a game, and they're also 1-0 AB because Hancock Central had to forfeit last Friday night's season opener. Hancock Central had equipment issues. Apparently they refurbished all of their helmets this summer and didn't have them done in time to start practice, and they were running a little behind. As almost picked off by Andrew Thompson.
Yeah, it was tipped at the line of scrimmage, and Thompson nearly cut in front of the receiver and got it. They should have vaccinated their equipment. John, equipment quarantine.
Matt Lane says you're done. That's it.
There you saw Thompson. Thompson's a kid that's really transformed his body as a young player through rec ball. He was always a big kid on the line, and as he got older, thinned out, got in the weight room. And
Curry trying to get to the 10 and going to be just short, so this will be an interesting situation for Lyle Burns. An early one call, that's all moment. Well, they're not as close as I thought they were. They're about 4 short, so we'll hold off on the Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment. This is a pretty easy call. And it'll be Murphy, the quarterback, who also does the kicking.
Also
from 30 yards.
We were talking about Bradford being an excellent baseball player. Murphy is as well.
Indeed. And his dad is an excellent, excellent sales manager. Another victory for Augusta Christian. They're going to hold here.
Well, nobody happier than Zach Blackwell. He and Jeb Bradford on that exchange. Blackwell coughed up the football, and they dodge a bullet there as Richmond Academy comes away empty-handed.
Very good point. So the Lions pick up Zach Blackwell, and with 6:05 left in quarter number 1, we're still scoreless. It's an Augusta Christian team.
Yeah, Bussey from Augusta Prep to Augusta Christian, and again, I mentioned very, very good student with interest from Ivy League schools. So 5:22 to go here in the first quarter. Richmond Academy on defense now after missing the field goal. Well, the penalty goes against Richmond. I mentioned Jeb Bradford last year as a sophomore, an excellent, excellent season. Threw for over 1,600 yards. Going to pitch it out here to Blackwell. Blackwell cuts up the middle and runs over one man at about the 35. He'll get up to about the 36. You see the instant replay brought to you by Busby. And Blackwell decided to cut it up the middle, got a good block on the outside, and made the defender pay for that tackle. Well, if anybody in the truck can hear, maybe they can help us. I think something came unplugged up here. I'm going to apologize ahead of time because it probably was me. I said somebody in the booth, somebody in the truck. We're in the booth. They try to go to one of their top targets. That's Mikkel Sullivan, the senior wideout last week. Had a big week in the game against Johnson. 5 catches for 74 yards and a touchdown.
Can you hear me?
There he goes.
Look, y'all, I just earned an engineering degree.
There is no doubt that was my fault, so I apologize, John.
Matt Lane says I have to cheer for Georgia Tech now, which is never going to happen. Okay, so microphone is plugged back in. That was the issue apparently up here in the booth. I apologize. What'd I miss?
Well, not a lot, as Augusta Christian has the ball, but not able to.
Offsides on the defense.
Luckily, they're moving
Result
the
is a
ball
first
because
down.
of a couple of penalties already on the Richmond defense on this drive.
Augusta Christian, coached, of course, by Andy Stickle. His second season, 9-3 last year, took him to the state semis. And no stranger to Augusta Christian. He was the middle school coach for 6 years before taking the head coaching job and really turning this team around. They won the state championship back in 2012, but
then fell on some hard times a little bit.
20-56 in the 7 seasons after that before the turnaround last year. And facing a first down from the 40 here. Radford swings it out to Christian Green. We're good.
Yeah, Green made the catch, but he paid for it. Nice hit out there by Richmond Academy, and I believe that was Radrick Jones.
Up to the 42-yard line.
Well, that's one part of the team Richmond Academy is going to miss a little bit here in the early part of the season. We'll see how these guys adapt because their secondary last year featured some great players. Chris Murray leading the way. They had excellent linebacker play. The defensive front, they were so solid on defense. And a lot of holes to fill there as Blackwell goes right up the middle.
Yeah, up to the midfield.
And Blackwell already he's got a lot of schools looking at him, and even some bigger programs were on him early. Charleston Southern is offered already.
And what a year he had last year. You mentioned the 20 touchdowns.
Yeah, and a lot of schools are recruiting him as a linebacker. Charleston Southern actually likes him as a running back.
Gonna have to fight for it here, and boy, he's close. And I mean, he is right on it.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot here.
They move it back a little bit.
Christian Green was in there trying to block for him.
And they're going to say first down. So another fairway forward first down for the Lions. And a fresh set of downs for the Lions.
Well, so much for the offensive fireworks I thought we would see in this game. So far, it's been
defensive struggle.
Yeah, the offensive struggling to get yards here.
Lions into Musketeer territory. This time it's Adam Bussey. Pick up a 4.
Yeah, Bussey, good all-around talent, receiver, running back. He had 2, defensive turnovers last week. He had an interception, picked up a fumble recovery as well.
We'll call it 3. As time starts to tick down late here in the first quarter. Still no score. Bussey again. This time nothing.
Yeah, nowhere to go up front. The line for Richmond doing a good job stuffing things there.
As Jalen Shorts, I believe.
Well, he was there, and so was big Alonzo Jones, number 7.
Alonzo Jones, that's who it was. But hey, Jalen got some TV time.
There you go.
3rd and 7 from the 47-yard line. Gonna try to throw for it, and it is complete, but it is short. Well, at least for now, as Grace Stickle gonna be about a yard short.
Matt
now
mentioned in the job that Bradford did to get that ball off, and it was against his body, the left-handed quarterback. Kind of an awkward, way to move, but he got the ball out there. Stickle made the catch and actually made the first man miss to pick up an extra couple of yards.
Now a one call, that's all moment for Andy Stickle, the other Stickle on the Augusta Christian sideline.
Yeah,
And
Blackwell's back in the game. They're going to...
Didn't think about it too much.
No.
Going to go for it.
Well,
Didn't come here to tie.
In this kind of game, I absolutely agree with it.
100%. And who else you going to give it to? Blackwell reaching.
I think he's going to be short, though.
Boy, going to be short, maybe even a little less than a yard. So the Lions go for it on 4th, and on that spot on the field, why not?
Yeah.
So the Musketeers will take over, but they're still 60 yards away from it. But a good stand for the Musketeer defense. Musketeers 1st and 10 from their 40 with 35 seconds left in quarter number 1, and it is Curry. Boy, it's just been a Curry and Blackwell back and forth between the 20s, really between the 30s so far.
Yeah, and you see what I was talking about in the pregame. You've got that quick, just explosiveness of Curry. Not to say that Blackwell's not. It's just Curry might be the most explosive back in the area. And then you've got the power and strength of Blackwell. Just a fun kind of mix of talents to watch tonight.
Curry picked up 3.
Curry last year, very few backs hit that corner faster than he did a couple of times last season.
986 yards on the ground for Curry last year and 10 scores. And he wasn't even the leading rusher on the team.
No.
So after 1, we're scoreless on Walton Way. Well, if you're just joining us, you haven't missed anything. Still scoreless. Richmond Academy with the ball, 2nd and 7 from their own 42-yard line. And a new man under center, Maurice Freeman, will take the snap. And they like to do that, what do you call the wild musketeer sort of formation that some teams do, and direct snap it. And he'll pick up 2 or 3.
And they've been doing that. This is the 3rd year because both Freeman and Murphy came in together as freshmen and played quarterback, split time at quarterback, both as a freshman and sophomores. And this year, they're now juniors along with Curry. All those kids will be back next year for Richmond.
Hey, with that snap, we've already made it farther into the game than we did last week.
Well, yeah. Last week
Good work, team. On 3rd down, it's going to be a fairway forward 1st down around the end, and it's Freeman again.
Well, it was a great fake to Curry. They're so worried about Curry, that opened Freeman up, and then Thompson came over and made a nice hit, but not before Freeman was able to pick up the 1st down.
In case you weren't with us last week, lightning at the end of the 1st quarter of our game between North Augusta and Lakeside. Postponed until Saturday.
And we don't mean electrifying play.
No.
Really lightning.
North Augusta ended up winning that game.
Yeah, Lakeside played them tough.
Our statistician Nathan Edwards and I went back and watched the conclusion of that game on Saturday, and were it not for, as Freeman is wrapped up, were it not for a couple of big plays, one big pass play at the end of the 1st half and another big run play at the end of the game, Lakeside hung with North Augusta. Yeah. We will see the Panthers again a week from tonight against Greenbrier.
Yeah, that'll be good. 2 Columbia County rivals, Greenbrier with one of the best passing attacks in the state of Georgia, led by Brooks Pangle and wide receiver Malik Leverett.
Officially no gain, so 2nd and 10.
Murphy back in there.
And it's Curry. There's Curry. Big chunky yards to the 31-yard line. Pick up an 18.
That's the tough thing about Curry. You can contain him, but you just give him a sliver of a hole, and there he goes.
yard line, collection 32-yard line, gain of 17.
Another fairway forward first down for the Musketeers.
Well, folks, you can get free large fries when you download the McDonald's app today and start earning points on every order. Points you can redeem for free McDonald's with the new My McDonald's rewards only in the app. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
And Curry starting to find running room inside the 30.
Yeah, and you wonder if Richmond Academy's size as this game goes on might play a factor as they try to wear down Augusta Christian.
Well, time to check in with the third member of our broadcast crew and our first Augusta Auto Auction sideline report of the night with Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. Ashley talking about it coming into the game, how this seems to be an offensive showcase with a ton of scoring going on. A lot of running between the tackles out here. Looks like ARC starting to open up the middle a little bit with some of these longer runs, but Augusta Christian on defense really got to give it to them. They've shown up to play tonight. If only they can get in that end zone and give that defense a little bit of a breather. Back to you, John.
Well, on that play, John, Garrett Ham made an excellent play on John Tavis Curry, who was trying to get to the corner.
And you mentioned it. If you get a hand on him, you better not let go.
Better not let go.
So Curry thrown back about 5 yards, going to bring up 3rd and 6. And time for us to check in on our QBs by the quarter, as always brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware.
Well, Jeb Bradford, the junior quarterback from Augusta Christian, 3 of 5 passing in the first quarter for just 7 yards. For Richmond Academy, Jack Murphy, 1 of 2 for -1 yard. And that's your QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware in Evans.
Yeah, not a lot of offense in quarter number 1. Well, and that's our QBs by the quarter, brought to you by Culpeper Ace Hardware. Timeout, Musketeers, early second quarter. Third and 4, or 6, I should say, for the Musketeers. And Murphy wants more than that. And boy, the Musketeers want a flag in the end zone. They're not going to get it, and it's going to be 4th down.
Well, Augusta Christian dodged a bullet. The defender didn't turn around, didn't know where the ball was. Freeman did, but he was sort of blocked by the defender from getting to it. He was open.
So 4th and 6. And again, in this kind of a game, if this is a region game, this is a no-brainer that you're probably going to kick, but they're going to go for it. From the 27. High snap. Incomplete.
Yeah, high throw there.
Turnover on downs, and the Lions sideline erupts.
Augusta Christian will get the ball back. You know, the one thing the Lions do miss this year, last year we mentioned the great year Zach Blackwell had and Jeff Bradford, but the third part of the trio of offensive stars was Jacob Walker. And he was a kid who nearly rushed for 1,000. Receiving yards was up there near 1,000. Kick returns, he could do it all. And they were hoping Adam Bussey would fill that role. He's not quite as explosive as Walker was, but they do need somebody to fill that role, whether it's, you know, the wide receiver we haven't heard much of tonight, Mikael Sullivan or Bussey, but they're going to need somebody other than Blackwell to step up in this offense.
So the Lions take over from the 27. It's Blackwell for a couple.
Yeah, it's going to be tough treading because they're definitely going to key on Blackwell until someone else gives them a reason not to. And I know Stuckel would love Bradford to hit a couple of pass plays to maybe open some things up.
I mentioned the historic nature of this contest. There have been many over the years here. They've been playing football on this field since 1930. Frank Inman Field, named for the legendary coach that led ARC to 4 region titles and a state title.
Well, and you think about it, it used to be the home for Westside and Laney as well. So many good players played here. And there's Sullivan. We just mentioned him, and he had a good week last week. Nice catch on the outside.
Yeah, he's the leading returning receiver for Augusta Christian. They lost their top 2 pass catchers, 78 yards last year and a score. Yeah, there's a flag, so hold everything.
And also, John, the field behind where we are sitting now, which is the practice field, so many kids, young kids, grew up going to that field on the weekend and playing
Got
pickup
personal
games
foul,
and-
roughing the passer on the defense. 15 yards at the end of the run.
So the first real big mistake by either team.
Yeah. But when you came over to this field on a Saturday or Sunday, it was packed with kids, families, everything, and on the practice field behind us, this historic site for sure.
And we mentioned the last time we were here for that historic Burke County game in the Thompson game last year, that University of Georgia played a game on this field back in the 40s against Daniel Field. That's Bussey, I believe, wrapped up.
Well, like maybe Bradford.
Bradford on the keeper.
Bradford, Bussey, Blackwell, they're keeping you on your toes, man.
Gonna have to get some folks with some different letters for the first names, the last names. No gains, 2nd and 10. Lions in ARC territory for the second time. Blackwell stood up, makes something out of nothing. Look at that. What a run to the 39.
Well, it was one of our forward keys to the game. You better wrap him up. He's a strong kid. And he's another one of these kids that are getting that age, my son's age, we played against in rec ball. And trust me, Blackwell was too big back then. They wouldn't let him run. But on defense, John, we had a game plan. We double-teamed him and still ran the other way. He was a force.
Still need 3 yards on 3rd down. Bussey. Looked like he had the option to throw, and it's going to be close.
It did look like he was looking downfield. There's nobody. I don't think he was planning to throw. There was nobody down there, but it looked like it.
If nothing else, give him a little bit of a different look. So maybe one. And again, we're going to have a 4th down situation. And again, I think Andy Stickles says, stay out there. Let's go.
You got to respect it.
So
why not? I mean, the kids love it. Like you said, they were so excited, so amped up for this game. And they love their coach being aggressive, I'm sure.
However, our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punters of the game might not get a whole lot of action tonight. And I think they're okay with that as well, as Coach Stickles going to call a timeout here. Augusta Christian's first, 5:27 left to go. And the T-Mobile student section here, and I tell you what, look at how fired up they are here at ARC Stadium. And this is not something you would have seen 5 years ago here at Richmond Academy.
No, as a matter of fact, you would have seen the bleachers.
Maybe for a soccer game. They had a great. They've always, been passionate about certain sports here, but the turnaround this football program has had is really quite remarkable under Lyle Burns.
That's why a winning program does so much for a school, and the morale and the school spirit. It's you look at colleges that turn their programs around and how the enrollment goes up. There's something to be said for that, and there's no question Richmond's success has brought on some new fans, and that's good to see. And it's just good for the football players, the cheerleaders, everybody walking through the school. They've got folks supporting them.
Well, again, this is the first time that Augusta Christian and Richmond Academy have met, but I want to show you a piece of video here. It used to be a tradition here at ARC Stadium, the public school versus the private school. Back in the 50s and the 60s, the Thanksgiving Day game, when Richmond Academy would take on Old Boys Catholic, better known as Aquinas these days, in the late 50s and early 60s, and that was the game. They had that game right there. They had 6,000 people here on a cold Thanksgiving Day to watch. They tied 0-0, what was hailed at the time as an upset for Aquinas to come in here and hold them 0-0. And back live now as Augusta Christian needs 3 yards on 4th. They're going to get it and then some. It's Blackwell with a punishing run inside the 25.
Yeah, they were looking for him to go right up the middle. He kind of went off tackle and was able to get the easy first down as Andrew Williams came up and made the tackle, but not before Blackwell picked up big yardage.
A fairway forward first down to the 23-yard line.
Well, I know one thing. We talked about the Richmond fans. The Augusta Christian fans are going to erupt if their kids are able to punch one in here and take a lead. And it looks like Bussey is back in there at running back as Blackwell takes a breather. Also in there is number 33. That's Andrew Thompson, more the blocking back.
And it is Thompson on the first down carry.
Again, that kid deserves a lot of credit. Like I said, when he was in rec ball, he was always a big lineman, and he just, at the middle school, 6th, 7th grade, he just decided to get in that weight room, transformed himself, and made himself into a fullback linebacker, and we've already seen him make a couple of nice plays on defense tonight.
Gave him one officially, 2nd and 9. And this is going to be Bussey. Close to another first down.
And he had 2 receivers out there, and the defender sort of ran to the wrong defender, to the receiver. He went over to Sullivan, who was actually just blocking for Bussey, and Augusta Christian knocking on the door.
They are going to mark him just short. And we want to welcome a new sponsor this year, Augusta Disposal and Recycling. This is the first trip into the Augusta Disposal and Recycling first down, red zone. I had set it up and then messed it up. Sorry about that. Oh, well, you know where they are. They are at the 12-yard line, and it is a first down, so 1st and 10 from the 12. Dangerous pass, but a touchdown pass. Michael Sullivan.
Well, that was a great play by Sullivan. The throw was behind him. Sullivan made a great adjustment. But one thing Bradford did before the play that I think might have changed it, he got his running back to back up. Watch this. He got his running back to back up right before this, and then he made that nice fake. It looked like it was going to be a run. The pass behind Sullivan, but Sullivan made the play. Touchdown, Lions.
Boy, you're right. If Sullivan doesn't make that play, Dalen Foley is right in position for a pick. But as it is, Augusta Christian leads 6-0. And Nathaniel Willis, 32 of 35 on PATs a year ago, is 1 for 1 tonight. And the Lions lead 7-0. Well, Augusta Christian coach Andy Stickle told me yesterday one of the things he was looking forward to about this matchup. The Lions made it to the state semifinals last year in South Carolina Independent School Association's Class 3A. They lost twice, once in the regular season and once in the final game of their final game of the season in the semis to Hammond. And he said this team reminds him a little bit, this ARC team reminds him a little bit of Hammond. And he hopes if they can figure out a way to get past Richmond Academy tonight, that'll give them some confidence if and when they can get back into that matchup later on this year. So far, so good for Augusta Christian.
Yeah, no doubt. It's got to be a confidence boost right now that they're just leading the game. Because, again, Richmond Academy, this is no slouch. They're coming off a 10-win season.
Musketeers will start from their 41. Curry just trying to wear down that defense. Jake Birch rides him back to the 40-yard line. Forward progress up to the 47, it looks like. So give him 6.
Well, Birch, part of that linebacking crew that the Augusta Christian fans are really have highly touted them over the last year or so. They've done a pretty good job tonight containing Curry. Did have the one big run, but kept him out of the end zone. That's the key.
2nd and 5. Curry. First down across midfield to the 41.
Yeah, Blackwell and Ham make the tackle, but not before Curry picks up a big first down.
Pick up a 14.
This kid just a junior. And, John, Curry loves Game Night Live.
Boy, does he.
Last season, three times Richmond Academy was on Game Night Live. All Curry did was rush for 482 yards and 5 touchdowns on just 37 carries.
This time they fake to him, throw it to Freeman, and it is complete inside the 30.
Momentum change here. But he averaged 13 yards a carry on Game Night Live last year.
Wow.
So Richmond Academy on the move here with a nice throw and catch following the Curry run.
So fresh set of downs and a fairway forward first down at the 30-yard line.
Oh, he's got
and they want it all. He's got it. It's Freeman. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, he just simply beat his defender. Freeman too fast. Got behind the defender, and Murphy was able to lead him just enough, or get it over the defender just enough for the touchdown.
30 yards, Murphy to Freeman. And the Musketeers are a point after away from tying it up.
Well, that's what you want if you're Lyle Burns. You gave up the lead, but you bounce back with a quick scoring drive.
It's a good game, AB.
No doubt.
I said it was going to be fun.
It is. It has been.
Well, the extra point is no good. That is not fun for the Musketeers, and so the Lions will hang on to a lead 7-6 as we check back in with Matt Lane with another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. All right, we'll wait for Matt to get ready down there, and in the meantime, tell you to get. We're a minute. What? I have to. The scoreboard is
it's up area.
Inconveniently placed.
They put it up for you.
There we go. Thank you guys in the truck. Minute 59 left here in the first half, and coming up, you want to stay tuned for the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. Our very first, because we didn't make it to halftime last week. Our very first Eichholz Law Firm halftime show, starring Matt Lane. We've got some special guests lined up for you. We'll introduce you to our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punters of the game.
Well, quick scoring drive there by Richmond, and if you're Augusta Christian, you got plenty of time on the clock. No need to get anxious here. 7-6, late first half.
I have to do it again. So the Musketeers went 59, or I should say, 59 yards in just under 2 minutes.
And it was basically 3 plays, a Curry run and a couple of Murphy passes to Freeman.
And it's 7-6 as we get set to kick it off one more time. Murphy gives it a boot, and it'll be Sullivan on the return. And he's got some room. And now it's a foot race to the edge, and Sullivan with a huge return across midfield to the 40.
Well, again, Richmond answered. I thought it was going to be a slugfest, high score, and maybe we're starting to see what we can, maybe a preview of the second half, because Richmond answered quickly, and now here comes Augusta Christian with that nice return by Sullivan.
With 1:48 to play, the Lions with great field position. Waiting to see where they put the football down. Well, while we wait, let's go down to Matt Lane for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report.
Thank you, John. Now we're starting to see a little bit of that offense that we thought we were going to get coming into this game. For Augusta Christian, a crucial touchdown, if anything, to prove that they can get in that end zone. They've been playing great on defense so far. But going back to what Ashley was talking about, to Augusta Christian playing ARC, Augusta Christian staff saying this reminds them a lot of the Hammond team. Hammond, a team that's very well known throughout not only the state of South Carolina, but really the Southeast. One of their running back, obviously we know who Curry is. He's one of the best backs in the area. Their running back going to Michigan. So obviously a huge year for Augusta Christian, a lot of tough tests this year. We'll see if they can get it done going into the second half right before halftime. If they can get the ball in the end zone, that's obviously what they want.
Well, Zach Blackwell is going to bite off a big chunk of it on first down inside the 25.
Well, you know, Augusta Christian has Christian Green, but they could use an extra tight end. And I know a guy.
We would be remiss if we didn't mention.
I know a guy who was all-county first-team tight end back in 03 by the name of Matt Lane at Augusta Christian.
But unbiased tonight. 18-yard pickup for Blackwell on first down, and then not much here on this one.
I laughed because in our ear, Matt said he was going to ask the camera guy to put the camera on him so he could run out on the field. Yeah, Matt had a fumble recovery for a touchdown in the All-Star game that year. 73 yards, he tells us. Making sure all that info's getting in there.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
That is picked off, and that might be a pick six. Roderick Jones, one man to beat. And it's the quarterback, Bradford, who saves a touchdown. And now it's the Musketeers in business with 52 seconds left.
Credit Bradford for not giving up on the play, because that could have easily been a pick six. Instead, he goes over. And those dangerous throws to the outside against this quick Richmond team, the receiver and quarterback were not on the same page there. And it was an easy interception. Bradford, though, made the tackle, so ARC will have it about where they were when they threw that touchdown a moment ago.
Yeah, they're going to put it down at the 31-yard line. It was a 30-yard bomb from Murphy to Freeman last time.
Well, second turnover for Augusta Christian. The first time they dodged a bullet as ARC missed a field goal. Well, they need to stop here.
Nathan Edwards tells us that was 53 yards on the return after the INT.
Well, Bradford now, that is 4 picks in 6 quarters this year. He had 3 picks all of last season.
Yeah, threw for 1,600 yards a year ago. Very efficient, but a costly turnover here. So here come the Musketeers with less than a minute to go, and it doesn't take Curry long. Tough run inside the 20.
Yeah. You get to mention that red zone sponsor again.
There you are, the Augusta Disposal and Recycling Red Zone.
Yeah, Curry just so lightning fast.
$12 for Curry. And Augusta Christian's going to talk about it.
I think that's a smart timeout. Slow down what's going on here. The momentum shifted big time to Richmond. Matt Lane down on the field pointing out that the offense is pretty fired up right now. So Andy Stickle's going to give his team a breather and maybe try to break that momentum a little bit. Under a minute to go here in the first half.
And give me a chance to remind you, not only are they in the Augusta Disposal and Recycling Red Zone, it was a Fairway Ford first down that put them there.
That's right.
Well, while they talk about it, we'd be remiss, and we wanted to mention this last week, but of course we had the game cut short by lightning, but our thoughts are with the Jefferson County football program as they lost one of their own over the summer, actually just a couple of weeks ago. Quindarius Wilburn, better known as Quinn, was a freshman at Virginia Union and collapsed as he was getting ready for his freshman year of college football and died later at the hospital. 2-year starter at Jefferson County, and our thoughts and prayers with the Warriors program for Quinn Wilburn. And back here, the Musketeers strike quick and score, and this time it is Kellen McDuffie.
Yeah, a little back shoulder throw by Murphy, and again, that's the second time tonight, maybe the third, where the Augusta Christian defensive back didn't get their head turned around and know where the ball's at.
But that was basically the same, almost like an instant replay of the touchdown pass earlier to Freeman.
Well, you watch the defensive back doesn't know where the ball is till it's too late. Now, Garrett Ham was wanting to push off on the receiver, Kellen McDuffie, but no call.
So the Musketeers grab the lead, and we'll try to add to it.
Murphy with his second TD pass.
And his first.
Oh,
Nope.
This is the extra point.
Looked good from here, but
The kicking game hurting. Usually they're one of the best kicking teams in the area. They're struggling a little tonight.
We have sort of a odd vantage point, but no good. So the score remains 12-7. A 19-yard scoring strike from Jack Murphy to Kellen McDuffie. I mentioned McDuffie, one of Murphy's favorite targets last year. 15 catches a year ago for 233 yards and 2 scores. Add another one tonight. And within the last 6 plays have been 2 Richmond Academy touchdowns.
Well, the big interception by Roderick Jones sets that one up.
That drive took all of 16 seconds. Aided by the timeout. Don't forget the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show coming up with Matt Lane in another 36 seconds. Sullivan will get another chance to return. And this time, the Musketeers were ready for him. Bruce Ivy.
Augusta Christian with a little bit of time here. I don't know if they'll be content or if they'll go for something. By the way, we are, the game is streaming, of course, and a former Evans Knight football player, Lowell Cleveland, is in Kansas City watching the game.
All right.
The Chiefs are playing right down the road, but he's watching our game. How about that?
Who needs the NFL when you got us? So let's see what Andy Stickle wants to do here. Officials timeout. And I was asked by someone in the next booth about our live stream.
Yeah.
And AB, you talked about you got a friend there in KC listening in, watching. Yeah, you can go to WJBF.com. Every game, Game Night Live, is live streamed there and is rebroadcast. The encore presentation every Sunday at noon that one is broken up. Tashawn Bell got his big paw up there. Matt Lane mentions from the sideline that Jeb Bradford has he's a baseball player. He has a bit of a wind-up with his arm. Kind of reminiscent of Byron Leftwich. Worked out okay for Byron, though.
Yeah, Bradford already committed to College of Charleston in baseball. Right now, though, he's wanting to get some yardage for his Lions, and there's Sullivan.
Got that one out quickly to Sullivan. It's going to be a fairway forward first down, but 11-10, the clock will stop as they move the chains. I don't know if they'll have enough time. They have 1 timeout left. We'll see if Andy Stickle decides to use it. Or
I'm a big proponent of, when you got a quarterback who maybe has in his head a little bit with a couple of interceptions, get him some easy throws. You've got some receivers that can run, throw it to Bussey, throw it to Sullivan, but make it easy throws where he can get him some completions, get him some yards, maybe with runs after the catch to get him some confidence.
And Coach Sickle does take that final timeout. That'll give us a chance to remind you about Football Friday Night coming up tonight, the best high school football coverage each and every Friday night. Brendan Robertson, Colin Cody, the only 30-minute show in town devoted exclusively to high school football. Football Friday Night, 11:35 tonight over on WJBF News Channel 6. Your Steelers are playing right now.
That they are.
Over on WJBF. I know everybody's watching us on MeTV right now, but over on WJBF, the Steelers taking on the Carolina Panthers in the final preseason game for both. So what do the Lions draw up with 10.8 seconds left? First down from the 46. Another first down, but you need to get down or get out. And Sullivan thought he had an opening. Now they will move the chains, but 2.8 seconds left. I don't know. Lions try to hurry up to the line and get set. See if they can clock it. And they will with, well, the clock continued moving. And Bradford looks
wasn't happy, yeah.
He looks up at the clock operator like, what in the world? The Musketeers are leaving the field.
And the officials are staying out there with the
The
football.
officials are at the football, so I think we're going to have one more play. The clock continued to run, but it looked like about 1.4 maybe should be back on the clock and give the Lions a chance to chunk
Either
one.
way, it'll be one play,
Yeah.
you know, wherever they put it.
Yeah, the Lions are going to get one more snap. This is backyard football right here.
Yeah.
Everybody go long. Low snap. Bradford going to chunk it for the end zone. And Sullivan had a little bit of an opening, but not enough, and that is how the first half will come to an end. So your score at the half is 12-7. We take it down to Matt Wayne and Augusta Auto Auction sideline report and ARC head coach Lyle Burns.
Thank you, John. On the field with Coach Burns. Coach Burns started off the game, traded punts, kind of went back and forth. Did the start of that game kind of go like you thought it might, just sort of stymied both ways?
Yeah, you know, this is our first time out, and we're experiencing a lot of those things, and they're a really, really good football team. So.
Well, both sides really playing hard so far. You got some points there. Look like you're finding something in that defense. Is that something you're going to establish more in the second half, or do you think you're going to change much up?
Well, we hope so. I mean, that's the point, to go to the half and find out what's worked and what we think they may be giving us. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Appreciate your time. Go be with your team. Back to you, John.
All right, Matt, Coach Burns, appreciate the time. Yeah, Coach Burns told me yesterday the uncertainty factor of a Week 1 game is what bothered him about this. But so far, so good.
Well, and it's got, as a coach, you hate it when somebody says, well, that they don't have anything to gain. If you win, you're supposed to. Because he knows this is a pretty good Augusta Christian football team, and they've shown it here in the first half. Great game in terms of effort and just going back and forth because we didn't know what to expect. Great game so far.
Yeah, great game so far. We're halfway home. 12-7 is your score. Richmond Academy leads Augusta Christian. The Eichholz Law Firm halftime show with Matt Lane after this.
And welcome back to historic ARC Field. We are here for our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show here at ARC. And we're going to start off the right way. We're going to take in some of the band here as they're playing right behind me. And we'll join you right after this. And welcome back down to the field. We're here with our friends from McDonald's. We have Tanisha Geiger and Treasure Lee joining us again. And as we know, one of our favorite segments each and every week is down on the field after the game for our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. But before we get to that, we want to talk to Tanisha real quick. Good to see you again. It's been a little while, but hope everything's been going your way. And can you just kind of mention why it's so important for McDonald's to be a part each and every week for high school football?
It's very important because we want to represent the communities that we do business in. We have to take care of our home front, support the community the best way we can, and that starts with our children. It ultimately does, and allowing them to grow and to mature and get in the work field.
Well, and it seems each and every week we see certain folks, whether it's students that go to school at whatever school we're at, actually working in the restaurants. I know a lot of times you'll see them out here, say hello to them and catch up with them. Talk about that and how just fun it is to kind of watch people not only grow up as they go through high school, but kind of take on that responsibility, having a job while they're in high school.
So it shows them a sense of responsibility away from home. Daily things, basic things, sweeping and mopping, but the people skills, teaching them how to be polite, say please and thank you, but also learning to make money, to manage money, and ultimately to be able to adapt to the real world once they get out there and continue to grow. Just the opportunity of showing them and watching them as they grow throughout high school and allowing us to work with their schedules, their cheerleading practice, football practice, and still allow them time to work.
All the different activities, all the different programs I know McDonald's provides them once they get started with the company. You know, I can't let you go before I catch up with you. Is there anything special you guys got going on, or what do you have coming up soon, Treasure?
So we have the new pull-apart donuts with the new bakery good menu. So we have that, and also we have the loyalty.
So loyalty is our new program. So every time you spend $1, you earn 100 points, and you can redeem those. You can redeem those points for free food. So more people that we get to download the app and to just share their number, they start to earn points and can redeem that free food. Everybody loves free food.
Well, download the app and get those points. You better hurry because I'm going to do it. But all right, so you're going to join us at the end of the game for the McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. I want to thank Tanisha Geiger and Treasure Lee for joining me here at halftime. We'll see you at the end of the game. Back to you, John. And welcome back to our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show here at historic ARC. I want to take a moment here and talk to one of our good friends, catch up with her. I think we got to talk last year. Keyshawn Hunter, administrator here at ARC. And it's always great to be here. We love coming down here for games. They're always exciting. The football is great. The people are even better. Can you talk to that and speak to it a little bit? A lot of times you see really good football teams that the football team impacts the school so much. Can you speak to that at ARC and what it's done for, not only the past couple of years with the great run that they had last year, but just kind of ongoing, what the football program means to the school?
Absolutely. The football program means so much to the school. It does so much for school spirit. Anytime you have a tremendous season, last year we were region champions in the football area, and so that definitely had an impact on our school spirit, so it goes hand in hand.
So sports are fun. You get to hang out with your friends. You're competing. But what do you see them take away from sports moving into the classroom and then just even outside of the classroom? What do they take away from sports?
Right. Sports means so much because it teaches students how to work together for a common purpose. There's a sense of teamwork. They get the opportunity to work with peers from different backgrounds and walks of life, and that certainly is something that translates into sending them out to be productive citizens in the future.
And we were talking about this earlier, kind of a point of pride moment for you, something that you wanted to mention, which I didn't think about, and it's actually incredibly impressive given what happened last year. Can you kind of speak to one of the highlights for ARC, not only here locally, but really, if you think about it, around the country?
Yes, absolutely. We were so proud and fortunate to not have to shut down during the recent COVID pandemic that we're still currently experiencing. Unfortunately, there were some schools that had to shut down, but thanks to the efforts of all of our teachers, administrators, our custodial staff, everyone a part of the Academy of Richmond County family, we were proud that we were able to remain open during that time.
Well, it's incredible. I mean, what a tap dance you have to do each and every week. And again, we came out here for a game, and the distancing, all the requirements, you kind of rode the wave, I guess you would say. But Keyshawn Hunter, administrator here at ARC, want to thank her so much for joining us this week for our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. We'll be back with you right after this. And welcome back on the field for our Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. Now we want to take a minute and recognize our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punters of the game. Going to start off on the visiting side for Augusta Christian. The Augusta Christian High School Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy punter of the game is number 24, Nathaniel Willis. He is a senior for the Lions. So I want to say congrats to Nathaniel Willis on winning the Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punter of the game for the Lions. For the home side, For ARC, we want to thank Reed Barfield for being our opponent of the game. He's actually a junior with the Musketeer football team. So special shout out to Reed Barfield and Nathaniel Willis, our Augusta Sports Council Ray Guy Award punters of the game. Now we're going to send it up to John and AB in the booth. They're going to give you some updates from what's going on and around the area. Back to John.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. As you see on the scoreboard on the right-hand corner of your screen, 4 minutes to go in halftime here at ARC Stadium. 12-7 Richmond Academy continues to lead Augusta Christian. And, AB, this has been a weird week. This game didn't exist 5 days ago. Let's see. Aiken is playing Gilbert tonight, I believe, because they were supposed to play McCormick, and there were some issues there. Glen Hills was supposed to be here tonight. Glen Hills couldn't play. COVID, we thought this was going to happen last year, and it's happening this year because this Delta variant appears to affect younger people, unlike what was going on here last year.
Yeah, it's just, I wish it would all go away. I feel bad for the players, the coach, everybody. I mean, you prepare, and this is what you look for. I mean, you only get one chance at high school football. I mean, you know what I mean? And for some of these kids, I mean, it might be their only year as a starter, and to have to miss games and stuff like that, it got to be frustrating for them.
And it has been let's be honest about it, it's been a mess so far these first few weeks. I was talking to Coach Stickle at Augusta Christian yesterday, and he said every time he looks at Twitter, there's another coach, another team saying, hey, we need a game this Friday night. Yeah. And I talked to Lyle Burns. One of the main reasons they took this game with Augusta Christian, he said they just needed to play. Yeah. I mean, Hancock Central couldn't play last week. That wasn't a COVID issue, but they still couldn't play. Glen Hills was supposed to be here this week. That was a COVID issue, as I understand it. So at some point, you got to get on the field.
You got to get some games under your belt for sure. I mean, there's a reason early in the season you have cramps and you have penalties and mistakes you don't make late in the year, and you got to get those cobwebs out, and that's what they're trying to do. And we saw it a little bit in the first quarter. They struggled a little bit. They kind of got it going in the second quarter, found some weaknesses in that secondary for Augusta Christian, and we'll see what they do going forward. But, yeah, definitely need to get out there and play to prepare for the region and possible playoffs.
Those folks are social distancing like champions right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so we have a handful of new sponsors with us this year, and one of them is the South Carolina Governor's School of Agriculture, which is going to be bringing you our scoreboards this year. So, yeah, not everybody was canceled tonight. There are a lot of great games, AB.
Well, there are, and a couple of little surprises up there. Not a big surprise that Evans leads Hepzibah 20-6. That was a game a lot of people were hyped for Evans, especially K.D. Dorsey, who used to go to Hepzibah. A little surprise, though, Harlem, who looked so good last week against Aquinas, leads Greenbrier 14-10. Remember last year that was a really close game, but a lot of people thought had Greenbrier played them later in the year when they went to that passing attack, it would be different. Harlem says not so fast. They got a great running attack. Aquinas leads Cross Creek 30-0. Boy, Cross Creek really struggling. Strom Thurmond trying to bounce back after a loss to Saluda last week. They lead Midland Valley 9-0. Also, Ridgeview really flexing their muscles against North Augusta. It's 21-0 there. Ridgeview, a very good football team. No score, Swainsboro, Jefferson County, and the same goes for Lincoln County and Bryan County as well. If anybody's got that Thompson Grovetown score, and you got my number, text me. Looking for that one.
We've looked all over Twitter and everywhere else. That you would think would be a fairly easy score to track down. But I tell you what, all of these games and all these finals and highlights will be on Football Friday night tonight, 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6. All right, we are almost ready for the second half kickoff. Remember, Augusta Christian deferred and will receive the second half kickoff, and that is coming up after this. You've been watching the Eichholz Law Firm halftime show. Second half next. Almost ready for the second half. You see that 2:20 on the scoreboard. If you haven't been to a high school football game, at the end of the half, they add another 3 minutes. Yeah. So we're inside that next 3 minutes, and then we'll be ready for the second half kickoff. John Hart, as always, joined by Ashley Brown up here in the booth at ARC Stadium, Frank Inman Field. It was a first half where Augusta Christian seemed to have the momentum. Boy, that pick really seemed to swing things in ARC's favor.
No question, turn some things around. Jeb Bradford throwing the out pass, and give Radrick Jones credit. He jumped in front and made a long return as well. And then Jack Murphy capitalized. A couple of touchdown passes. They see something in that secondary. First, he hits Maurice Freeman. Then he hits Kellen McDuffie. And Both PATs no good, but still Richmond Academy gets the lead based on, those couple of quick scoring drives.
Love putting you on the spot. What are we going to see in the second half?
I just can't imagine a full game of football that Curry doesn't break a touchdown. I mean, we haven't seen it on Game Night Live where he didn't.
He's come close a couple times tonight.
If you're Augusta Christian, you're worried about that. And I think, but again, Augusta Christian, they've acquitted themselves nicely. It's just a matter of protecting the football. They can get it to Sullivan. They've seen that. They know they can run it with Blackwell. They just got to limit the mistakes. They got 2 turnovers tonight. If they don't turn it over, we're going to have a close game all the way over.
And both turnovers, they were driving on both turnovers.
But if they turn it over, that's a good Richmond. Again, they were a 10-win season last year for a reason.
All right, let's do it. Getting ready for the second half kickoff here. It'll be after this on Game Night Live. Second half kickoff and a sweep kick from Murphy. And it is recovered by the Lions, and that's going to give Augusta Christian great field position to start this second half.
Yeah, I don't know. That was an interesting call there. Maybe they wanted to take a chance there, maybe get a bounce go their way. Feeling pretty confident about their defense, being able to hold Augusta Christian. But, I don't know, you give Bradford and Blackwell and company that short field and only a 5-point lead. Here are the Lions coming back out. And Blackwell in there. Big first half for Zach Blackwell. 13 carries, 75 yards.
And I was going to say, it's 12-6 on the scoreboard as Bradford trying to make something out of nothing and going to get driven back a yard. 12-6 on the scoreboard, but the stats pretty much up and down the line, pretty even.
Yeah, they are. If you look, passing yards, Augusta Christian 70, Richmond 60. Rushing yards, 77 to 76. Total yards, Augusta Christian 147, Richmond 136. Time of possession, fairly close. Augusta Christian about a 3-minute lead. Turnovers, though, big. Augusta Christian with 2. Richmond has not turned it over. But yards per play, Richmond a little higher at 5.9 to Augusta Christian's 4.6.
And we will get you our QBs by the quarter after Zach Blackwell's first run of the second half, and he gets them past the original line of scrimmage into Richmond Academy territory.
Yeah, QBs by the quarter, brought to you, of course, by Culpeper, Ace Hardware, and Evans. 9 of 15 for 70 yards and a touchdown for Jeb Bradford, but he does have the 1 pick. And then Jack Murphy, only 4 completions, but 2 of them were for 30-yard touchdowns. So 4 for 7, 2 touchdowns, and 60 yards for Jack Murphy.
Lions need to get to the 40. And instead, it's going to be picked off.
Second one.
Jones, with his second pick of the night, will be dragged down by Landon Croft. And the first big play of the second half goes to the Musketeers.
Well, Lyle Burns showed confidence in his defense with the little onside kick attempt there to start the half. And here Jeb Bradford on a 3rd and long kind of floats that one too high. And Jones was in the right spot just as he was in the first half, his second interception. And Richmond Academy now will have it just shy of midfield. Actually, they're going to spot it. I think they're going to spot it right at midfield.
Yep, on the 50.
So another big play. And again, the turnovers really hurting Augusta Christian here.
Jack Murphy, 4 out of 7 for 60 yards, and those 2 long touchdown passes in the first half. Those 60 yards were both that's 2 touchdown passes, basically. And here's Curry up the middle. 68 yards in half number 1 for Curry. He'll add about 6 more here.
Yeah, 11 carries, 68 yards, averaging almost 6.2 a carry. That's about half what he averaged. Oh, he's limping, though.
He is limping, but he averaged 10.5 yards a carry a year ago.
On Game Night Live, though, John, he averaged 13 a carry.
Unreal.
He's limping, though, as he came back, but he stays in the game.
Pickup of 6, 2nd and 4 from the Augusta Christian 44.
Looks like a blitz here. Blackwell faked the blitz, and good job by Augusta Christian. I tell you, a kid who's having a great game tonight.
Wes Michelson.
A little coming out party for Wes Michelson. That's his 7th tackle. He leads both teams in tackles tonight. There he is, number 20. He made the play on the first play of the game, and he has not stopped making plays tonight.
And no gain, so it'll be 3rd and 4 for the Musketeers.
Well, we've seen both teams around this part of the field go for it on 4th, but this is a big 3rd down. And if you're Augusta Christian, you want to try and dodge a bullet here on that turnover. And Michelson and Wilson will switch sides of the field. And this time
it's going to be Freeman on the keeper. He's got a first down and then some, still on his feet, and he is gone. Freeman, 44 yards, touchdown.
Well, that's the little change of pace they can give you from Murphy to Freeman with that speed. And again, the second time tonight, Freeman's able to break a nice run because they were so keyed on Curry. He faked it to Curry, kept it, and it's a long touchdown.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike on the offense. The touchdown is good. The touchdown is good.
I think they're going to get.
You saw it at the end there, at the
yeah.
very end. Watch as he crosses the.
Watch as he fakes to Curry, though, and the linebacker, Michelson, the defensive end, went to Curry, and that's what opened everything up.
And now watch right here.
Yeah, he turned around and sort of taunts the other team a little bit. But, you know, you can't blame Michelson because Curry, that's what he's known for, getting to the outside. It's such a tough thing to defend. But when Freeman goes, there's got to be a linebacker there to put a body on him. There wasn't, and the result's a touchdown. And Murphy, who was struggled kicking the ball, he does have 2 touchdown passes, but he's missed a couple extra points and a field goal.
I think they'll take that trade-off.
Yeah, I do too.
And again, I think somebody got a hand on that one. I couldn't see who it was, but it's blocked. So Richmond Academy 0 for 3 on PATs tonight, but still leading 18-7. The Augusta Christian drive, I should say the Richmond Academy drive, pretty quick. Minute and a half, 50 yards. The 44-yard run by Maurice Freeman for his second score of the night.
And I'll tell you who's having a good game tonight for Richmond is Tyshawn Bell, 62. He made a couple of nice defensive plays to set up, you know, right before the interception. He's having a big game, too, somebody we haven't mentioned.
(18-7), Richmond Academy up on Augusta Christian in the first ever meeting between these two schools. And a reminder, at the end of the game, we select our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. And right now, Maurice Freeman making a strong case.
Yeah, touchdown catch, touchdown run. How about Radrick Jones with a couple of interceptions?
Are you hinting he could be the defensive player of the game?
On the kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Another penalty on the Musketeers. And again, that's something, this is a Musketeer team that hasn't played an actual football game since last December and has played fairly cleanly so far.
Yeah, not bad. Lyle Burns is going to pick apart some things from that first half, but I think if you asked him not in front of the team, he might admit that it's been pretty clean considering it's their first game.
And penalties and turnovers was something that Andy Stickle was concerned about with his Lions team from the win over Johnson last year, as this one's going to drive Bussey way back to the 10-yard line.
Well, they came up expecting a short kick because that's what Richmond's been doing, and instead Murphy booms it over Bussey's head. So Augusta Christian, still not horrible field position, but backed them up, and they're inside their own 30.
But back to the Lions win over Johnson last week. Coach Stickle said he wanted to clean up the turnovers and the penalties tonight. The penalties, yes, but the 3 costly turnovers have spotted the Musketeers an 18-7 lead.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Augusta Christian, again, they've shown they can play with Richmond, but you can't give the ball up. You can't give away possessions. And they've done it 3 times tonight, and 2 of them have turned into Richmond touchdowns.
And we have a player down for Richmond Academy. That is Paul Reed. He's one of their best defenders. 26 tackles and a pick 1 year ago. And it looks like one thing I was going to say is we haven't seen anybody cramp up tonight.
Yeah.
And it looks like it might be a cramp. And Matt Lane tells us from the sidelines, which you don't need us to tell you this. It's hot outside.
Well, they don't know this because he's tough. But Matt fought through a cramp during halftime. He did excellent.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a
trooper man.
That is gutsy performance by Matt at the half. Speaking of gutsy, here comes Zach Blackwell. I'll tell you what about Zach Blackwell. I don't know how much you've had a chance to interact with him. Well, you coached him, or coached against him, you said. he's a pleasure to talk to.
Yeah.
His parents are doing something right.
No doubt. I know they're super proud of him as he's kind of limping coming up on that after that play. You know, COVID, it's a shame. He's one of the players COVID's really affected.
Mm-hmm.
He was being recruited by some bigger schools. But, you know, John, the kid's got an extra year in college. So those scholarships that would have been available,
solid point.
Everything's backed up, and it's really slowed down recruiting for a number of players. And I'm glad to see the recruiting kind of tick back up for him because there's no doubt he can play on Saturdays at a pretty good level.
He is, as Bussey gets the carry this time across the 35. He just a good kid, solid head on his shoulders. Yes, sir, no, sir. You know, seems to be a good leader. As another Musketeer shaking up. This time it's Freeman. Boy, you don't want to get him hurt. But again, grabbing his calf muscle could be another cramp.
Yeah.
Of course, now I'm jinxing Zach. He'll probably, you know, get caught with his phone after bedtime tonight or something like that. He's just one of those kids you can't imagine ever getting in trouble.
And here's the thing, too. He loves it. That, you know, back in our day, everybody loved it. Nowadays, kids, they got so much going on. You know, TikTok and whatever. Blackwell's one of those throwbacks. He loves being out there on the football field.
Need 3 yards on third and not going to get it.
Well, they would have loved to have him in there on that play on a 3rd and short. But instead, it was Bussey and just not quite as much of a burst from him as you get from Blackwell.
DeQuavius Baker on the stop. Bring up a 4th down situation. So now, this is a Ken Nugent one call, that's all moment. You're a 4th down and a couple from your own 36-yard line, and the offense is staying on the field here, AB.
Well, maybe you try to draw him off here because, again, without Blackwell in there, with Blackwell, it's a different story. 2 downs to get 3.5 yards, no question, but without him in there, this is a little different proposition. Listen, they're going to roll out.
They're going. And they got it. Took some punishment. Did Gray stickle, but he hung in there and stickled with it, I guess you could say. No.
Whoa.
Nope.
Whoa.
Don't laugh at that.
Yeah, Bradford with a good throw. And good job by Stickle to hold on because he did take a shot.
But
gutsy call, and it worked out.
So 1st and 10, fresh set of downs from the 39. And a fairway forward 1st down.
Yeah, Blackwell has not come back in the game just yet. Keep an eye on that.
Let's see if we can spot him on the opposite sideline. In the meantime, the Lions, oh boy, Bradford in trouble.
Well,
and nowhere to go. I believe Travis Thompson will get credit for the sack.
Well, Bradford that time, and he did have pressure, but he eliminated the near side of the field and was strictly looking on the left side. He had Christian Green on this side of the field. If nothing else, just look over there and maybe throw it away, but instead he's going to take a loss, and pretty big loss as well.
10-yard loss to be exact. Oh, they're going to say 16. Wow.
Well, this is where you need either Bussey or Sullivan to step up and make a play.
2nd and 26. They're going to go with Sullivan. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, good job that time on the defensive side for Richmond Academy. That was Baker.
So this drive that started with some promise for Augusta Christian, now facing, and we'll do some math here, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, about almost 30 yards.
Well, and here's the problem. If you know, for Augusta Christian, you don't only give the football right back to Richmond Academy. This game could get out of hand. And it's been a tight ball game. These two teams are evenly matched. You take the turnovers out, but all of a sudden it's going to be a one-sided game if you give it up to Richmond and they score again.
3rd down.
This is a huge
and a flag.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty.
Well,
still 3rd down.
Go from bad to worse for the Lions.
Well, again,
still 3rd down.
This is going to be tough to get. So as much as I say this is important, what's more important is if you don't get it, the defense coming up with a stop. Because right now Richmond's got the momentum. They've got obviously the lead. And if you
and no Zach Blackwell.
Their defense hasn't given up much. And oh yeah, by the way, your best player's out of the game right now. That is
3rd down. Lions need to get to 15th Street.
What a block by Andrew Thompson. Wow.
And there's a flag. Catch the call.
Bussey. Now you got pass interference on Bussey. What a block, though. I don't know if we got that replay, but, man, what a block to give his quarterback time to throw by Thompson.
Pass interference on defense.
Well,
it's still not going to be a first down. It's going to replay it down, though.
Yeah, still not enough to be a first down. But they'll get another shot at it in much better shape. It's going to be at the 36-yard line. So now you're looking, instead of 3rd and 28, you're looking at 3rd and about 12.
Much more manageable. Still tough, but manageable. And the marker on the field says 4th, but it should be 3rd.
Yeah. 3rd and about 13 to 14.
And that's the Thompson with that block on that last play. The little things that you just it's on the right side of your screen.
Oh,
he had a defensive end coming in and just leveled him. You've got to see it there.
That was Thompson again.
Yeah.
Third and 13. And the pass batted at the line.
Nice play. Travis Thompson's the man who batted the ball down, and Nathan Edwards is telling us now, our statistician, that Richmond Academy starting to pile up the penalty. That's 70 yards now.
And Matt Lane reports from the sidelines. Good news for Zach Blackwell. He is back in the game, as you see, on the left side of your screen, making sure the Lions have the right amount of players on the field.
Well, this is a huge, huge. First off, this punt it nowhere near the guy on your screen. This is nowhere near Curry. If the ball's within 15 yards of Curry, it was a mistake, in my opinion.
Curry stands at his 30, and it's not going to make it nearly that far. That ball's out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Hey, Matt Lane.
Yeah, Matt Lane.
Making the play. And Matt, if you saw him talking into his microphone, was speaking to us, saying it was cramps for Zach Blackwell. So, again, we didn't see a lot of that in the first half, but as you start to get late in this game, on a hot, humid night.
Well, big defensive possession. This is where you got to dig deep here. This is a huge possession for the Augusta Christian defense. If they want to win this game, they absolutely cannot give up points here. This game's been going back kind of quick anyway. They're not a quick strike offense.
Curry trying to get the edge. Does.
So
what a move. Still on his feet. 4:45. Wow.
And don't feel bad, whoever he faked out. He's going to do that to a lot of people this year. He might get picked on in the film room a little bit, but don't feel bad.
For people of a certain age, that was Barry Sanders Tecmo Bowl-esque.
Yeah.
And it is a fairway forward first down into Augusta Christian territory.
He reminds me sort of Eric Metcalf. That's, he's not he's not a big guy, but he's just so quick.
Pickup of 11. Curry had 68 in the first half.
Patient right there, nice run.
Another 5.
Getting what the defense, taking what the defense giving him. Richmond Academy would be content running some clock, getting some points here, and if they do, that's going to be some tough sledding for the Lions to get back in this thing.
Pickup of 6.
The unfortunate thing, if you're Augusta Christian, who knows what's going to happen the rest of the way, but let's say they do score here and it's 25-7. People are going to say, Richmond blew them out. That couldn't be further from the truth. It's just turnovers have been the difference.
This time it's Freeman dragged backwards. If my calculations are correct, Curry needs about another 10 yards to go over 100 for the night.
And Nathan pointing out, our statistician, that Michelson for Augusta Christian with another tackle gives him 9 on the night. Well, we kept hearing about the linebackers for Augusta Christian, but Michelson, the defensive end, said, wait a second, I can make some plays.
He has. Musketeers need to get to the 35 on third down. Who else? Ball is out, and the Lions have it.
They do. Well, he said linebackers, and one of them makes a play. Actually, that was the defensive lineman that made a play.
Yeah, Lee Hensley with a huge play for the Lions that keeps Augusta Christian in this game.
That is a monster play. And let's see what happens. I don't think anybody hit him. I think he was trying to shift the ball. No, they did. Yeah, got a hand in there. It was 34.
Jake Birch.
One of the linebackers. We were talking about the linebackers, and Birch makes a play. That was huge because you just couldn't give up points on that possession if you're the Lions.
What a turn of events. And now you have Zach Blackwell back in the game. You have good field position at the 45.
Well, Blackwell and Curry both with a fumble tonight.
Or the 40, I should say.
Put up some pretty good yards, too. Here's Blackwell. And
tough sledding.
Yeah, 2 men on him, and one of them got down low. And Blackwell's a tough customer, but hasn't been able to break one. He does have. We talk about the speed of Curry. Blackwell's got speed. It's just Curry is on a different level than most everybody in the area.
75 yards in the first half for Zach Blackwell. He's added 6.
He's got 84 after that run.
84 after that run, so 9 total here in the second half. This time they'll swing it out to Bussey.
There you go, nice
Bussey
on the move.
with a first down and big yardage into Richmond Academy territory. There is a flag back at the 32.
See what this flag is. Nathan's telling us that Curry has 91 yards, so very close between the two.
Ken Warner, our referee tonight.
It looked like the official was yelling something to the Augusta Christian bench. I don't know what was being said, but
as it stands, it is a 25-yard gain.
Got holding on the white.
That was one of the biggest offensive plays of the night for Augusta Christian, and it'll be nullified by the hold. Yeah, they're still going to get yards based on where the hole was.
Going to end up costing them about 10 of those yards. It'll end up being a 14-yard gain and a fairway forward first down. There you see Mr. Warner with the official call. Augusta Christian opened up back in 1958, moved to their current location there on Baston Road in 73. I didn't know this, 90% of their coursework is digital. In 2016, they switched over to fiber optic band to be a fiber optic band campus. Leading edge of technology on Baston Road as Blackwell powers ahead for 6.
They're doing a lot of changes, infrastructure there, a lot of, the Matt's mentioned already, the football field redone, the whole campus basically has been redone.
Well, they can't play a home game right now. They played Johnson at Lions Field over in North Augusta last week. They hope to have that field ready on the 24th when they get back home with their next home game. This will be a fairway forward first down for Zach Blackwell to the 30.
Yeah, they love this, but again, you got to get 2 scores if you're going to win this football game. The last week's game, their win, you look at it, and they beat Johnson out of Savannah. It was not as close as the final score. Johnson scored a couple times late
against the second
string. They were leading 28-7 when they sort of took out the starters.
Johnson, though, with the best nickname in all of high school sports.
That's right.
The Atom Smashers.
Atom Smashers. I don't know. I like the Plowboys, the Atlanta County Plowboys.
Sullivan gets loose inside the 10. Sullivan, touchdown.
A great effort by Sullivan. Jeb Bradford hit him, and Sullivan did the rest.
Bradford to Sullivan for 30 yards.
That is exactly, Augusta Christian needed everything there. The fumble, they get it, and then they score the touchdown. It looks like they need to go for 2 mathematically. They could get within 3 points.
Well, the Busby's heating and air replay. Sullivan able to get that ankle loose.
Hey, 2 games and 2 touchdowns for Sullivan. Actually, 3 touchdowns. He has 2 tonight.
1 against Johnson, 2 this evening.
The one he made in the first half, he made a great job to get that pass that was thrown behind him. 6 catches, 2 touchdowns.
The Lions,
86 yards.
Will go for 2. Blackwell, it is good.
Well, how about
this? A 3-point game.
Talk about a turn of events. It looked like Richmond was going in for maybe the dagger to put themselves up maybe 25-7. Instead, it's now 18-15. A fumble recovery by Burks forced the fumble. Hensley recovered it. And then Bradford hit Sullivan for the touchdown. And now Blackwell with a 2-point conversion right up the middle. And we got us a 3-point game.
The Musketeers go 60 yards in 2 minutes, 11 seconds after the turnover. I told you this was going to be fun.
It has been fun. There ain't no doubt about that. Not fun for that guy.
I was going to say, I don't know how much fun it is for Lyle Burns right now. But still a quarter of football to play.
Now Richmond will see if when they needed to answer, they have. That you remember in the first half when they got it going, it was when Augusta Christian scored, and then they came right back with 2 scores. See if they'll do the same here.
We are inside the final few seconds of the third quarter, 20.9 to be exact.
And the score's starting to creep up there. Not the offensive fireworks I thought we would have, but
we got time.
Yeah.
Oh, loose ball, and the Musketeers will pounce on it at the 40-yard line, and they'll have it with 16.7 seconds left. Let's go down to the field for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. I was just over on the Augusta Christian sideline. Nobody's hanging their head, even up until that point where they got that big pass play that set them back with the penalty. Still, heads held high. Blackwell with a little bit of a cramp, came out of the game for a little bit, came back out, got the incredible touchdown catch, and really the run after the catch is really what cemented that score. Now just stops. They got him in the first half. They're going to have to get him in the fourth quarter. This is what you look forward to in a game like this. Back and forth all game long. You look forward to that fourth quarter, which is about to start, and now you get to see if you can separate. Back to you, John.
Maybe on Curry. Curry not happy. He was stuffed at the line of scrimmage.
Brendan Wiley on the stop.
And he
15-yard penalty.
Woo, 15-yard penalty.
Well, Lyle Burns is telling him to calm down. I mean, you can get mad, but you can't start costing your team yards. And Curry slammed the football down right in front of the officials. There was no doubt that was going to be called.
Still 5 seconds left in the third, by the way.
Well, let's see what happened here. I can't tell. We'll block to see if he was.
Didn't look like much.
He wasn't happy about not getting yardage. I know that. But oh, yeah, he's calling for the face mask. Now he slams the ball down. Yeah.
It was hard to see when he went into traffic,
yeah.
You know, what happens in there. So 1st and 25, and that will be the final play of this third quarter. And the Augusta Christian side of this stadium is rocking, AB.
Yeah, they're fired up running off the field, getting that score to make this a tight game, and now they've got Richmond backed up. This should be a great fourth quarter.
One more quarter to play. 18-15, your score. ARC clinging to a lead against Augusta Christian. Second and 25 after the penalty as we start this fourth quarter. And the throwing down for Murphy and a little bit short for McDuffie.
Well, Richmond Academy, so they got to answer here. They found themselves in a ball game all of a sudden, and Lyle Burns knew it. Lyle Burns said this is a good football team. 3rd and 33 is what we're being told by Nathan.
Goodness gracious. So from the 22, they need to go all the way to midfield for a first down.
And there you see number 3 on the right side of your screen, Zach Blackwell, approaching 100 yards rushing. And as Nathan's pointing out, that's while playing middle linebacker the entire game. Doesn't come off the field very often, and other than those cramps earlier. We talked about kind of being a throwback, how he loves being out there. They need him right now. Trying to come back and win this football game.
Musketeers need to get to the midfield.
Oh,
They'll try Curry. 2 great moves.
Man.
But just too big a mountain to climb.
He's got to control himself a little bit. He's frustrated. He's got to calm down.
Picked up 10.
I mean, you see the fakes and stuff. He's just so quick. Watch right here. The first one's on Blackwell right there. And then he fakes out somebody. Blackwell comes back. And the ball nearly stripped. And that is a good, clean football play. He's got to now. At the end of the play, he felt like maybe somebody was holding on to his foot a little too long. But again, you got to calm down. You can't hurt your team with penalties.
Adam Bussey stands at his 40. Lions come after the punt.
And Bussey's just going to let it go.
Yep. It'll roll to his feet, and the Lions will take over at the 35. While we have a second real quick, it's time for the triumphant return of the Stump AB trivia question. If you are a regular viewer, you know it's a weekly feature. We try to come up with something. Usually it's about one of the 2 teams on the field. But this week, AB, we thought we'd do something special for what ends up being our season opener. Nathan, Matt Lane, and I all got together.
Oh, my gosh. And I know one of those people would love for me to miss it.
Your first trivia question for the 2021 season is, within 3, from how many different locations has Game Night Live broadcast? Within 3.
Within 3.
I'll let you think about that while the Lions go to work from the 35. It's Bussey and pushes the pile up to the 36. Going to give him credit for a couple. 2nd and 8.
Let's see what Augusta Christian can do now. They've got it back. They've got a little bit of momentum on their side. Blackwell in there.
The left-hander fires. Sullivan hit hard. Stays on his feet. Boy, I don't know how he stayed on his feet after getting hit hard by Dalen Foley.
Let's take a look here at our QBs by the quarter, heading into the 4th. For Augusta Christian, Jeb Bradford starting to pile up some yardage here. 13 of 21, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns. Does have the 2 picks as well. Both throws for the TDs going to Sullivan. And Jack Murphy, 4 of 7, 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did not attempt to pass in the 3rd quarter.
Loss of 4 on that pass play. So 3rd and 12.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Richmond's defense stepping up, rising to the occasion here.
Bradford.
He's
going to keep it. And he'll be about 4 yards shy. Some contact late, but no flag. And Lyle Burns.
Oh, wait, now a flag.
And a flag does come in late. Lyle Burns trailing Travis Thompson. You can't do that. Watch as he crosses the sideline.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike on the white.
Well, he didn't hit him hard, but he did hit him.
And it is on Augusta Christian. And also my apologies to Travis Thompson. It wasn't him. It was Andrew Williams who had the contact. But it's not going to matter. The penalty's on the Lions.
Yeah, that was, again, not a big hit, but he did hit him well after the quarterback was running out of bounds. So the penalty against Augusta Christian.
Backs them all the way up to the 32. Drive started at the 35, so they're going in reverse. And the Lions will be forced to kick it away. A wasted opportunity for Augusta Christian.
And it looks like Curry is not back there this time. It's going to be Freeman. Still very dangerous.
I was going to say, 6 of 1.
Yeah. Well, again, if it's kicked anywhere near the return man, it's an error.
And Lyle Burns is going to call his first time out of the second half. Don't forget, Football Friday night coming up. 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6. We'll recap this one, have all the scores and highlights from around the area tonight, 11:35 over on WJBF News Channel 6. 9:33 left to decide this one. A 3-point game as the Lions of Augusta Christian are about to kick it back to the Musketeers. Maurice Freeman at his 43. Line drive kick, and Freeman wants no part of that.
Yeah, that was big. They needed that. They needed to switch the sides of the field a little bit there, and that punt helped out. Freeman just getting out of the way, similar to what Bussey did on the punt earlier for Augusta Christian.
A quick moment. Why don't we take a quick look at our scoreboard, again brought to you this year by the South Carolina Governor's School of Agriculture.
Well, a couple of South Carolina scores first. Gilbert leads Aiken 14-0. Also, Ridgeview, North Augusta has scored in that one, but Ridgeview leads 21-7. Strawn Thurman over Midland Valley in the fourth. It's 37-6. Some other scores on the Georgia side. Evans leads Hepzibah late 27-6. Aquinas hammering Cross Creek 43-0. Greenbrier has battled back. They now lead Harlem 25-14 in the third. And a final, Swainsboro beat Jefferson County.
What a grab! Oh, let's say he is out of bounds. McDuffie almost had a highlight reel grab. And he didn't like the call. He spiked the ball, and we believe that is what the penalty is going to be against Richmond Academy.
Well, yeah, the Augusta Christian
Good
defender
ball.
was helping the official out there.
Unsportsmanlike on the blue.
That's the second ball slam that has turned into a penalty against Richmond. And, boy, Lyle Burns.
I have a feeling he might mention that up practice on Monday.
He's going to be fuming. Like you said, an excellent attempt by McDuffie, but
Like number 7, or excuse me, unsportsmanlike on the offense. 15 yards, replay, first down.
yeah, he may have caught that.
I believe that's a catch. He might have had a point.
Well,
as you always say, though, the officials don't have the benefit of replay.
Think about what happened earlier. It should have maybe been a penalty on Richmond. It was missed. It was a penalty on Augusta Christian. Now what should have been a catch for Richmond turns into a penalty against Richmond. So maybe those things do even out a little bit. But I know Lyle Burns is not going to see it that way.
Also a great throw by Jack Murphy, nullified.
Probably his best throw of the night, really, even over the touchdowns.
So the Musketeers backed all the way up to their 19-yard line, and they're going to back up a little more.
Boy, Michelson was holding Murphy, and he just got Zach Blackwell just came in and tackled both of them. And I think Michelson might have got the bad part of it here. Let's see. Michelson, who's had a great night, he's double digits in tackles, does a good job. And watch right here, Blackwell comes out of the side and just levels them.
And
Michelson being a trooper, he is not 100%, but he's staying in there.
Well, what do you draw up on 2nd and 28, AB?
I don't know that you try and get it all. I mean, you got to hope. I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to dump something off to Curry in the passing game.
Officials want to talk?
Yeah, I think, yeah, Nathan's saying it should be 3rd down instead of 2nd.
Because they had said replay 1st down, but that would have then been 2nd down.
So, yeah, they get it straight now. So it's 3rd down. Now that changes
Now
things.
you have to go for it.
That changes things quite a bit.
Well, we've seen Murphy can fling it.
And
well,
I just
this
said.
is exactly what you just called, AB.
Oh, what a play by Blackwell. If Blackwell doesn't get him there, he's got blocking downfield. That could have been a big play. But Zach Blackwell comes from his middle linebacking spot and makes a heck of a play. The game's 2 stars, locking up, heads up there, and Blackwell comes away with a big play. Yeah, first time they've done that all night.
Mm-hmm. You've been waiting for it.
Yeah.
Reed Barfield will kick it away for Richmond Academy. Hold the phone. Motion on the
5 yards, replay 4th down.
And backing them up 5 more yards. And
man, oh man.
I think I might have Luke Wilson out there running after this one, that big wingspan.
Well, it's going to be good. Whoa, I was going to say it's going to be good field position for Augusta Christian. It's going to be better than that. do the safety dance, Lions.
1 point game, and they get the ball. Wow. Wow, wow. What a turn of events. Again, go back.
Yeah,
It was 18-7. Richmond is driving to score. Curry fumbles the football. Hensley recovers it. Augusta Christian goes down and scores, gets the 2-point conversion, and now it is a 1-point game.
Yes, 7. 10 unanswered by the Lions with, like you said, the touchdown, the 2-point conversion, and now the safety.
Well, and think about this. Normally one of the strong suits in most years for Richmond Academy is the kicking game. Tonight, a missed field goal, 3 missed extra points, and now a snap over the punter's head.
Hey, kick it ball! Kick it ball!
Our good friend Chris Hughes used to have some soccer players that could boot it a long
They've
way.
always had good kicking here, always. And it's just been a rough night. I mean, Murphy can make kicks. It's just he had one blocked. He missed a couple. He missed a field goal, and now the snap over the punter's head. And, you know, we got us a game. 18-17, and Augusta Christian will get the ball back.
You don't think this is raising some eyebrows around the CSRA tonight?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, and it looks like Augusta Christian, what you talked about, they were excited about this game. They've kept that energy. Richmond seems a little flat right now.
It's maybe a little tentative.
Yeah.
Matt Lane reporting from the field is we have a new return man here. And a nice return up across midfield to the 41-yard line. That was Czech's roster, Aaron Gregory.
First time we've called his name tonight. He comes up with a nice play.
But Matt Lane reporting from the field that Augusta Christian's trying to plug some holes and move some people around. Before the game even started today, I got a text from Andy Stickle that they had to make a move on the offensive line. Pierce Finley having to step in and play left guard as they had an injury on the game day. So an impressive performance by the Lions, but they still trail by 1.
Well, I know that we've talked about Richmond's offense, but what Lyle Burns built this and resurrected this program on was defense. And it's now time for his defense, young defense, to show that they can step up and stop someone.
And to your point, big loss on first down.
Andre!
And Bradford.
I believe it was Trayvon Hurd leading the charge.
Well, they come up with a big play there. That's going to back them up about 8 yards, so or maybe even more than that.
Well, they were at the 42, so.
Yeah, 8 yards. There you go.
Back to midfield. I'll try to keep you up to date on the time. 6:36 left to play in this one. And it's Blackwell. He'll get some of it back. Blackwell, if I'm not mistaken, that should put him right around 100 yards for the night.
Yeah, probably over. And, of course, he just made the great tackle to stop that screen pass to Curry. As you said, he gets back most of the yards. As he picks up about 6 there. He's got 102.
102 to be exact. 3rd and 12. Need to get the 20 or the 33.
Well, that's just a case of Christian Green turning to run before he had the football.
Well, now what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, you got
5:53. Do you think your defense can get it back one more time? Or do you bank it? With this field position, I'm not sure I don't go ahead and. No, they're going to punt it.
Well, Green's not happy with himself dropping that. I don't think he would have got the first down anyway. It would have been closer for a 4th down attempt, though. They're going to punt it away. And bring on Willis.
So Andy Stickle's going to play the field position game.
Well, if you're Willis, you're going to try to pin him in the corner here somewhere.
Ooh,
man.
Huge play for the Musketeers unless he can get it away.
What a job
What
by
a
Willis.
great job by
and look at the
Nathaniel
bounce.
Willis. What a job by Nathaniel Willis.
If
that
they
could have
come
been
back and
disastrous.
win, that might be the play of the game
Augusta
for Augusta Christian. Willis. And Matt's pointing out Christian Green, who dropped the pass, was kind of mad at himself, and he is the person who was snapping there on the long snap.
Stick you back down to Matt Lane for another Augusta Auto Auction sideline report. Matt, what do you got?
After dropping the pass, you then have to go snap the ball. Unfortunate chain of events there, but it kind of goes to show why you always have to give up whatever happened in the past. You got to put it down, move on to the next play. Back to you, John.
Matt, thanks. Apologize for the microphone issues as the Musketeers go nowhere on first down.
And Blackwell right in the middle of it with Michelson.
Boy, Michelson.
He's been
how many
outstanding.
times called his name? That puts him up, as Nathan Edwards
I think
tells us,
11 now, yeah.
over double digits, 11 tackles all over the field. Musketeers in no hurry. 5-10 and now less than that. 2nd and 8. Curry, again knocked back.
Well, good job by the young Wilson, the junior defensive end. Very raw as a football player, but made a nice play there to just give Curry kind of nowhere to run. He didn't necessarily make the tackle, but he made a big, obstacle for the runner.
It's a big play for this Lions defense. Musketeers trying to run this thing out and over Curry. 3 and out.
Wow.
And now it'll be up to the Musketeer defense once again. That's exactly what Andy Stickle wanted. And the punt turns out to be the right call. Adam Bussey back to the 42-yard line of Richmond Academy. But barring anything unforeseen here, Lions going to be in great shape. And there is something unforeseen, but Augusta Christian dives back on it. Garrett Ham in the right place at the right time. So here we go. 4:02 left to play. And Augusta Christian will have it at the 40-yard line. Down by 1. Musketeers trying to hang on. They have led all night.
Well, again, you got to dig deep here. Both sides, really. I mean, Blackwell
with a big run.
Oh, what a stiff arm.
Still on his feet, inside the 30.
2 great stiff arms by Blackwell.
Fairway forward first down to the 26-yard line. Gain of 14. .116 on the night for Blackwell now. Musketeer defenders, hands on hips. They've been out on the field a lot in the second half. Bradford throwing. Sullivan. Great play by Dalen Foley, closing the gap. Actually, I think that was Jones again.
Yeah, he had
and Foley.
He had him open, just underthrew it. Bradford would love to have that one back. Just let it, he floated a little bit and gave the defender time.
And I should have trusted my eyes the first time. It was Dalen Foley on the coverage. Touchdown saving play. 2nd and 10 from the 26. 3:24 to play. Bussey needs a block. Got one. Inside the Augusta Disposal and Recycling red zone. A 10-yard gain. Under 3 minutes. 2:59, 2:58.
Yeah, it turned out to be a super game, and it's coming down to it, isn't it? Let's see who makes the plays.
We're going to get a finish, that's for sure.
Yeah, who makes the plays when it counts?
It's Blackwell, and what a play to grab an ankle.
Whoever that was, let's see.
That's Grady Nagel, second time we've called his name tonight.
He made a heck of a play.
But it is enough for the first down.
Yeah, he made a heck of a play. I think Blackwell thought he was going to have a big gainer there. Looks like maybe he's banged up a little bit. If he's not banged up after this game, I'd be shocked. He has not come off the field except for those cramps just about.
1st and 10 from the 15.
Puts him at about 120 yards on the night rushing.
2:13 left.
And none of them have been easy.
No, not against this defense. Ball on the ground.
Well, smart play by Bradford. Don't try to do anything crazy there. You don't want to lose it there. You might not win it, but don't lose it.
Loss of 5. Clock ticks under 2 minutes.
Second and 15, under 2 minutes. Richmond Academy trying to protect the end zone here against Augusta Christian, who would be pounding their chest quite a bit if they're able to pull this one off.
And the Lions will call timeout with a 2nd and 15 facing him. Richmond Academy, if you've noticed, has 1783 on their helmets, one of the coolest logos in high school football, I think. Of course, the school, if you didn't know, opened back in 1783 and have many famous alumni over the years. Ken Wisenhunt, of course, used to be the offensive coordinator with your Steelers, was the head coach with the Arizona Cardinals for a while, took them to the Super Bowl back in '09. But another ARC alum making some rounds on social media this week with a viral clip. You actually texted it to me earlier this week. Let's take a look. This is the I almost said San Diego Chargers. I almost do it every single time. The Los Angeles Chargers preseason game last week. And how about your boy, Big Willie Yarberry? Big fella.
Boom. Kind of reminiscent of the Clowney play in the bowl game against Michigan. But yeah, and also, how about that border bowler, Willie Yarberry?
First Border Bowl won. He was an alum and went to Wake Forest, had a great career there. And now getting it done in the NFL with the Chargers.
Yeah, Nathan's pointing out, had 5 tackles in the Border Bowl, one of the top players for Team Georgia that day.
1:35 left. And a big run up the middle. Down to the 10-yard line.
That's a 10-yard pickup. That sets up 3rd and 5. And Blackwell now at 130 yards. And Augusta Christian 10 yards away from taking the lead.
Wow, 3rd and 5. From the 10. It's Blackwell. Who else?
He's going to get about 2 or maybe 3, but it looks like 2. So it's going to be 4th down and short.
Now, do you kick it or do you go for it?
Oh, man.
It is a Ken Nugent, one of our
this
biggest.
This might be the first one I can't call.
Ken Nugent, one call, that's all moments, especially this early in the season.
You know what? Oh, man. You do have to kick, but, man, I would not want. I would begrudgingly kick.
Well, while we have a moment, let's get in the Stump AB trivia question while we let Andy Stickle consider his options. Right now, by the way, it would be a 24-yard field goal for Nathaniel Willis. Within 3, how many different places from how many different locations has Game Night Live broadcast in our 11th season?
I am going to go 31.
Wow. And the answer is Within 3. You got it. Unbelievable. And,
yeah, baby.
And credit to Nathan Edwards, who worked hard on that research.
34, that is
34 different places.
I thought I was going to be high.
And a lot of them right here at ARC Stadium.
And the guys are still trying to cut down that tree over in South Carolina. Inside joke there, but Bamberg Earhart, yeah. We did, to tell everybody, we were going to Bamberg Earhart for a game early on in the Game Night Live, and there was a tree. It might be the biggest tree in South Carolina.
Not anymore.
It is as big around as a van, and there were 2 guys out there trying to cut it down, and they had like a small handsaw. They were going to be out there for about 20 years cutting that tree down. And we thought, we got a picture of that. We thought that was the funniest thing.
Well, how about this? On 4th, and it's a long 3. 4th, it looks closer to 4. Andy Stickle is going to keep the offense on the field.
Wow. I wonder if he's trying to draw him off here. If not, well, he's brought in an extra blocker, Birch, who's normally a linebacker. Let's see if they go to Blackwell with a blocker in front.
I think you're right. I think they're just going to try to draw him off. No harm, no foul, to give it a shot. And that's exactly what they did.
You know, and they gave him a different look, too. We have not seen Birch in there at fullback. So, yeah, why not in that spot?
Boy, Matt Lane just said from down on the field in our ear, how much fun is this?
Yeah. This is what it's all about. And this is what we talk about with guys having to miss games. Can you imagine this one not being played?
Oh.
Come on.
Well, a reminder that these 2 teams will be in action again next week. Augusta Christian will be at Cardinal Newman. ARC will head up to Columbia County to take on Evans. We will be back at Lakeside High School. Hopefully we'll have better weather this time, and we'll get to see that high.
Whoever is getting to play these 2 next, though, is getting a little bit of a benefit because they're beating each other up tonight.
They are. We'll see Greenbrier and Lakeside, that high-powered Wolfpack offense 1 week from tonight. But
looks like they're rallying against Harlem tonight.
First things first, unfinished business here at Frank Inman Field. A place that has seen so many showdowns and historic games over the years, and writing another chapter tonight. Years from now, will they talk about the night Augusta Christian came into ARC Stadium and left a winner, or will they talk about the night that ARC won bragging rights over the private school? A 25-yarder, Nathaniel Willis. It's good.
I mean, it got through barely.
The crowd told you. Now, you still have 64 seconds left. It is a 2-point game. Nathan Edwards saying he would squib kick this. Do not squib kick. All right. I heard squib kick, and I was said do not squib kick.
You know what you do? You kick it out of bounds.
Georgia fans know all about squib kicks.
You kick this a line drive out of bounds. You don't give anybody a chance to run this one back or anything crazy happening.
This one has lived up to the billing. And don't forget, you can see it all again this Sunday at noon over on WJBF News Channel 6 in the encore presentation of Game Night Live. There you have it. And one of these fan bases is going to be tuning in, and the other one probably going to sit that one out. But what a game it has been for both sides.
Man, and it ain't over yet.
The T-Mobile student section on the Augusta Christian side is beside itself.
And you go back to that punt, the snap over the punter's head, the difference in the game. A lot led up to that, obviously, but that is the difference right now, 2 points. And the way Richmond struggled kicking, do you have to score a touchdown to win if you're Richmond?
Nathan, what did you say not to do?
Wow.
The Musketeers will have it at the 44 or 43-yard line.
Now, and the one thing they have done tonight, they have been able to take advantage of the secondary of Augusta Christian, getting their receivers behind them, whether it was Freeman or McDuffie They've been able to get by him, and Murphy's been able to catch him downfield. Let's see what happens here.
Short field for the Musketeers. 57 yards away from it. Really only about 37 if you consider Murphy's leg. They'll start with Freeman across midfield, out of bounds. Clock stops at the 46. 52 seconds left.
Wow. People are getting their money's worth that came tonight. Who is going to be the hero?
Had to get the chains in place. That's the reason for the delay.
Changing momentum. Yeah, Richmond was up 18-7 and moving him for the score.
First down from the 47. Thrown behind Reed Barfield.
Well, and here's the question. You're throwing to two receivers you haven't really thrown to tonight. I don't know why. I mean, I throw to Murphy and McDuffie every play. To Freeman and McDuffie.
The good news for Lyle Burns, the clock stops. 47.5 seconds left.
But talking about that momentum shift, since that point, Augusta Christian has outscored Richmond 13-0.
Unanswered. But the Musketeers have one last shot. Murphy heaves, and it is broken up. Broken up by Brady Thomas.
Well, Michelson forced, who's had a great game, by the way, forced Murphy to step up into the pocket. Watch this play as Michelson, and he almost got the football. Michelson comes in, forces Murphy to run up into the pocket. And just good coverage down there. Yeah.
Musketeers wanted a pass interference call, didn't get it. 39.9 seconds left.
I don't know that you couldn't have run Curry, and because he goes to the outside anyway earlier in this drive. Now it's too late.
3rd and 10. Draw to Curry. Got a block. Still on his feet. Close to a first down and out of bounds. Most importantly, the clock stops with 32.2 seconds left.
And I think, and Nathan's pointing out he might have got his face mask pulled on that play.
They're going to be about a yard shy.
Oh, my word.
4th
comes down to this.
down.
That was a gutsy call, man. The draw to Curry. Gutsy call by Lyle Burns.
4th and 2.
Well, look, I don't care what you do. You get the ball to your best player here, and Curry's their best player. I know Murphy's thrown the ball pretty good tonight, but you only need 3 yards, 2.5.
It comes down to this. Murphy flushed out of the pocket. Buying time, throwing. It is incomplete. Augusta Christian is going to come into ARC Stadium and leave a winner.
Well,
wow.
Like I said, I probably run Curry, but they had it. The receiver holds on. Murphy did a good job of waiting, being patient, looking for his man, and the ball was a little behind, but McDuffie could have made a play there. Instead, it's incomplete, and Augusta Christian is going to shock the CSRA. This one is going to get some wide-eyed folks when they see this score.
This is going to go down in the win column for Augusta Christian, and they have the right to celebrate. But, boy, both of these teams just played a fantastic football game that nobody around here is going to forget anytime soon.
Phenomenal win.
Victory formation for the Lions. The final 20 seconds will tick.
And what Lyle Burns has got to do now is he's got to calm down Curry and calm down some of the other guys who are a little frustrated right now, because this game really means nothing.
True.
In the grand scheme of things. It's how you handle it moving forward, because they've got bigger fish to fry with region possibilities and state possibilities. You can't let this one affect you going forward.
All of Richmond Academy's goals very much still in front of them, but this night is going to belong to Augusta Christian, and one they will talk about Andy Stickle told me yesterday, he said, this is a game, he's trying to tell his players, this isn't about this team and this night. This is about this program and what it means going forward. This is a game Augusta Christian will talk about for a long time.
What a confidence boost for them going forward now. I mean, when they play, they're not going to play anybody until they maybe meet
Hammond
like a Richmond Academy with their speed and their backs.
One more snap. ARC out of timeouts. That'll do it. Augusta Christian opened in 1958. They have won 2 state football championships, but very, very few wins have ever been as sweet as this one. Final score, Augusta Christian 20, Richmond Academy 18.
What a game.
Wow.
What a game.
You actually are speechless for the first time.
I mean, what a game. It was, we didn't know what to expect. You know, like I said, most games you kind of have a feel. And this one, we just didn't really know what we were going to see. And it just goes to show you there's some good players over there on that Augusta Christian sideline. And some that we didn't expect to step up. The Michelson kid, you know, he was not one of the top players talked about. We knew Sullivan was good, but what a step-up game for him tonight with the 2 touchdown catches. And, of course, Zach Blackwell, just phenomenal. Andrew Thompson with some big plays. It was a great effort. And like you said, Richmond Academy, they can build on some stuff. I mean, they've got some players, but what they're going to have to do is they've got to limit mistakes, and that's not just fumbles and turnovers, and they got to shore up the kicking game, but also the penalties that were unforced errors. You're going to have some penalties, but slamming the football and things like that, they've got to get under control. And I know Lyle Burns; those get at him, and I guarantee you he gets that taken care of in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, they're 2 mistakes away from possibly winning this football game.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, the celebration continues on the field for the Lions. And we're going to take it down to Matt Lane for an Augusta Auto Auction sideline report with the victorious head coach of the Augusta Christian Lions, Andy Stickle.
Thanks, John. That's right. We're on the field with Coach Andy Stickle. This doesn't really get to happen a lot. You usually don't see this in football, but able to come to ARC. First off, obviously you guys won. It feels great. What'd you learn about your team today?
Our toughness improved. Last week we showed we were physically tough, but our mental toughness wasn't very good. I mean, tonight we were down 18-7 in the second half, and our guys just kept fighting. Man, they stayed tough and kept playing.
Well, you looked great in the first quarter, then had a couple things happen going into halftime, but the resilience of your squad, you played last week, you looked pretty good. But even coming here, I know you guys were filling a lot of holes, kind of moving some things around. Can you speak to that and just how your team responded?
I mean, that's been our theme right now is, you know, it's one thing to be together. It's another thing when you're one. Okay, and so we're trying to not be together. Together is just people being in the same room together. We don't want to be together. We want to be one body, one unit, one mind, one heartbeat. So that's our motto this year.
Well, and you saw it, especially in the fourth quarter. Coach Andy Stickle, head coach Augusta Christian, getting the win tonight here at ARC. Congrats, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Back to you, John.
Thank you, Matt. Our congratulations to Coach Stickle. It is going to be one heck of a fun bus ride back up Riverwatch Parkway to Baston Road and take that right. And this celebration is going to go long and deep into the night. Time now to award our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. There were a lot of candidates. We'll do that when we come back. Augusta Christian wins 20-18. Celebration continues on the field for Augusta Christian. Real quick, let's sneak in our QBs by the quarter, sponsored by Culpeper Ace Hardware AB.
Yeah, Jack Murphy tonight with a couple of TD passes, 7 of 14, 68 yards for Richmond Academy. For Augusta Christian, Jeb Bradford did have a couple of picks, but 14 of 23, 117 yards, and 2 touchdowns to Mikkel Sullivan.
A lot of candidates for our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game for the awards. Let's take you back down to the field and Matt Lane.
Thank you, John. That's right. We're on the field for our McDonald's offensive and defensive players of the game. We have Tanisha Geiger and Treasure Lee back with us, going to hand out some hardware. Want to start on the defensive side of the ball here. Augusta Christian getting the win here at ARC. Certainly, to start the game, really led by the defense, really taking control of the game and kind of making this something that either team could win and really giving your team a shot. But the defensive player of the game is Wes Michelson. Double-digit tackles for the Lions on defense. So we're going to present Wes with the Defensive Player of the Game award. And real quick, Wes, how did the tempo feel the entirety of the game? Obviously, never playing against ARC, different competition. You've seen them on tape. What did it feel like out there on the field?
It was good. I mean, before going into the game, we talked about it. If we wanted to be a different level program, we knew we had to come out here and beat a higher level team. So it's just that because I want us to be a powerhouse school, and this starts us.
Well, and you guys certainly took a step in that direction tonight. On offense, I mean, I guess this offense also playing a lot of defense. Zach Blackwell running the ball through the entirety of the game, kind of carrying the team on his back really to start the game. And then on defense, had a couple of cramps there in the game, but was able to respond and pop back out. Our McDonald's Offensive Player of the Game, Zach Blackwell. And Zach, kind of speaking to that, going back and forth, and we thought this would be an offensive shootout to begin the game. What did it feel like to you? Did you feel like you always had a grasp on the game?
Well, first off, shout out to McKelvin Sullivan, absolute dog. Good job tonight, buddy. Fox Creek at the beginning of the week, and things happen. God makes a plan for everything, and things happen for a reason. So we got to come out here and play these guys. I saw Coach Sammons at Diablo's. Me and Jeb had a little lineman dinner, and I told him, I said, look, you're going to remember Zach Blackwell by the end of the night. And he just looked his head, shook his head and laughed. And anyways, took the pressure off my guys, I hope so, and we came out here and got the dub.
That y'all did. A terrific performance here at ARC by Augusta Christian, getting the win at ARC tonight. Back to you, John.
Thanks, Matt. Congratulations, Wes. And Zach, that is exactly what we talked about. Zach Blackwell, making sure he mentioned as many of his teammates as he possibly could in his
he knew Sullivan had those 2 touchdowns, and that was great that he mentioned Mikhail for sure.
Want to welcome another new sponsor this year. Well, not a new sponsor, but a new feature they're sponsoring this year, the East Central Health District Hit of the Game.
Well, there were a bunch of good ones, but this, when it came down to it, this was the top hit of the game.
Well, here we go.
There it is.
Oh!
And really a good job by Stickle to hold on to that football.
Yeah, that was Dalen Foley with the hit of the game. So ARC doesn't come away empty-handed. They get the hit of the game, but the Augusta Christian Lions get the win. Now it's time for our Powerade play of the game. And again, a lot of nominees here as well, AB.
You could have gone with both of the Sullivan touchdowns. You could have gone with a punt. The incredible job by Willis to get that punt off. But in the end, this was the play of the game.
I think we kind of give you a little spoiler alert here.
Yeah, there you go. And good job by Sullivan. That could have just as easily been an interception as he went behind his body to get the catch for the TD.
So congratulations to Augusta Christian and Michael Sullivan, 2 touchdowns tonight. Well, how do you put some final thoughts on this one?
Like I said, it's great. Obviously, for Richmond, you're disappointed if you lost the football game. But like I said, Lyle Burns, if there's a coach that can get those guys to forget about that and move forward, he's the guy. That's what he did with this program. Forget the past. Let's build it back up. And he'll do that. But for Augusta Christian, you talk about a feather in the cap and a win that can kind of carry you for a few weeks. This one can do it. They now can tell everybody we can play with anybody in the area.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Well, we are going to see Richmond Academy at least two more times on Game Night Live this year, so that's not the last we'll see of the Musketeers. Football Friday night coming up 11:35 over in WJBF. AB and I will recap this one and all the madness that happened here tonight. Brendan and Colin will have all the scores and highlights from around the area. 30 minutes of high school football coming your way 11:35 over on Football Friday night, WJBF News Channel 6. 1 week from tonight, we will be back at Lakeside High School. See that high-powered Greenbrier offense as the Panthers and Wolfpack renew their rivalry on Panther Way. It was fun, AB. What a night.
Did that get you bad? This was a great way to kick off. If we had to miss a week, this was a great way to kick off.
Yeah, how's that for starters? Yeah. All right, we will see you 1 week from tonight we're at Lakeside against Greenbrier. I want to say a quick thank you to our crew. My goodness, our crew has been out here.
Yeah.
Last week they had to work all day in the heat and only got 1/4's worth out of it before the lightning hit. Today back at it in the heat and humidity. Evan Garrett and Kyle Thomas, our directors. Mike Ludwikowski on the replay tonight. This is last week after our game. After all of us had long gone, our truck got stuck because of the mud. That's our crew there at like midnight. working to get it out. They didn't get it out that night, by the way. They had to go back and get it the next day or so. But that's a hard-working bunch of folks. That's Josh Recor in the front and center there. He is our graphics guy. Jeff Singleton in the back there in the blue shirt. He is our audio guy. Reggie Mackey in the gray shirt, kind of leaning in over there. He is one of our camera guys. Zarabian Riley, Barry Smith, Darius Davis, Benjamin Mays, Brandon Hampton. Tonight on the sidelines, Lori Morrison, Brendan Riccardi was our red cap, Levi Crawford keeping us on the air back at Master Control. So many thanks to all these guys for what they do. It makes AB and my job very easy.
Absolutely.
All right, that's it. One more time, Augusta Christian, a winner, 20-18. We'll see you next week from Lakeside.